How in the world can I do? No drop frames. Bitrate looks fine. Camera tracking is probably going to be a little bit janky today, if only because my back is killing me. There we go. Welcome in, Solace. Hopefully the evening's running relatively well on your side so far. We're just getting the party started, but how are things on your side? Get to feel like a kid again, because we're going to be heading back to Ragnarok Online, if only for nostalgia. Dun, bum. Dun, 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 dun. You got free chocolate at work, and I'm not sure if it was a good idea to eat it. I mean, that's slightly ominous, Solace. In what range would you have to worry about the free chocolate? Did someone make it with, like, their toenails in it or something? Or what are we talking about? It was free. Wow, is it free? Who doesn't want chocolate? I mean, obviously speaking, people would like chocolate. That's not really the concern. It just kind of depends on, like, whom is giving away said chocolate, and what deal with the devil does one have to make in order to actually get it. That's what clearly matters in this case. Because don't get me wrong, I love me a bar of dark chocolate, but I don't really want to sell my soul to Satan for that. And welcome in, Nick. Hopefully the evening's running well on your side so far. And welcome in as well, Non. Hopefully the evening's running pretty good on your side as well. And welcome everybody to the cabin. Today we're going to be time-traveling back to the past of ye olde yesteryear to experience the pleasures of Ragnarok Online, although it's still updating, so it's technically not old. That's, yeah, we selling souls because I feel like I'm trying to create an account. I mean, certainly a good thing. Accounts tend to be relatively helpful. Good. Alrighty, that should be all of the advertisement bits out of the way. Yep, nice old school Korean MMO times. Alright, I should probably give Wiggly, back on, like, the table. He's been kind of chilling outside for a while now, and he really does not deserve that. Sorry, buddy. You can sit there. Especially now that we're currently on shipping. So, at least when it comes down to the basics of Ragnarok Online, just to explain to any potential VOD viewers as to what the fuck this game is, and why it just looks painfully ancient. Currently speaking, it is an old Korean MMO. It still has lovely little pixel graphics to it, but they have obviously updated it as time goes on, which is why we have lovely little quest systems now, which is incredibly fucking weird, and I hate it. And did it always have PS1 era 3D? Yep. It's always been the characters and enemies are primarily in 2D pixel art, and the backgrounds are all in really basic jank 3D. It's lovely. Oh right, Ragnarok Online won't let me change my face. I forgot about that. Okay, that's fine. I usually forget to hit those buttons anyways, so that's alright. Any particular goals for this character? Well, there's... I guess the only realistic goal is that we're going to be making this character into a butcher. So currently speaking, I'm going to be working this character up to a merchant today, which shouldn't be super hard. I think the general idea is we'll get up to Blacksmith at least, and we'll see how long it would end up taking to get to 9950, and see about Transcending, so we can at least get up to Whitesmith. But aside from that, we don't really have any, like, hard-pressed goals in this case. Dude. And look at your action bar, I'm getting flashbacks. Oh yeah, you realistically should. Also, apologies to anybody looking at the screen. I can't change the size of the UI. I would love to, but Ragnarok Online does not have that setting. That is how old this game is. Oh, right. What did he end up giving me? The apple juice, right. I'm just gonna put you over there. And welcome in, King Opal. Hopefully the evening's running well on your side so far. We're just getting started with everything. And at least currently speaking, we're just going through what the game considers early game tutorial questing, just so that way you understand like how the game works, which is honestly a relatively good change of pace. I think we were talking about this in the Discord, where, Non, you had mentioned that some MMOs are a little bit hard in just understanding what you're supposed to be doing for the most part. And I should mention at least, this is just the base Steam game as well. I haven't touched it at all. So, one of the first things you'll realize if you're back from the olden times of Ragnarok Online. Oh, right, I'm supposed to be reading signs. If you've remembered at least the old school Ragnarok Online, you're kind of just plopped into the map, and you're just left to fend for yourself. MMO, you just fish all day, right? I'm pretty sure you can fish in Ragnarok Online, but it has been a hot minute, so I could be wrong. There is at least fish that you can stab, so that's at least handy. Also, I forget about the random thief bug-esque monsters that are on the map for this one. There must be some fan-made fixer mods out there for this. Oh, there probably is, realistically. I'm just not sure if that would be like something that would be baked into a private server's like client-side mod, or if you can just mod it yourself. I'd wager that there's something in there, but in-game you don't have a choice. At least from what I recall. Probably worth checking at some point, to be honest with you. Dude. Oh, also, I'm not reading much of this part right now, just because they try and give you an edgy rival character, which is never really the best thing in the world. But you kind of just get used to it anyways. And this game has a pixel art style I adore. Oh yeah, for sure. Ragnarok Online has always been one of those games. Hello, random skill spammer. But at least when it comes down to old school Ragnarok Online, the pixel art is just fantastic. Because, I mean, look at the character sprite on that. This is like old school game. And this art has not changed very much in terms of character portraits. Like, they had fun with this. And there did come the point where obviously people would try and remake or edit or mod in their own pixel art over top of it, which is just lovely. Nice. Probably allocate some skills, too. And, oh, hey there, Nano. Welcome in. I'm gonna have to actually alt-tab to actually use some potions. That's kind of sad. But welcome in. Hopefully the evening's at least treating you well so far. Oh, right. This game actually makes you focus and not mash through everything. Nice. I believe I have apple juice to drink again. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, right, duh. The quest with you was to talk to you. I'm silly. Dude. This reminds me I really need to practice my character art and animation. I mean, this is a good game to remember that on. Dude. If only because of the fact that there's a lot of really good pixel art, and they haven't exactly, like, changed their style too much over the past 25 years or so. And then how long till PvP? Oof. I don't think we're ever going to touch War of Imperium because that's a guild-based system, and I usually don't join them randomly, so that would be a bit of a hard sticking point. I guess we'll see, but chances are definitely low on that one, Omega. Because Ragnarok Online's PvP isn't necessarily bad, but like... Oh, is it only 21 years? I thought it was older than that. Oh well. I guess the more you learn then. Oh, did I? After buying one red potion. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got some money, right? One. I have no money. Okie doke. Only 21 years. 2002. Huh. Well, that's certainly a bit of a complication then. I guess noted. It has been a hot minute. I just remember this game being relatively old, so... I'm still older than it, obviously, but... We'll put 10 there, 10 here... 7? 8. Okay. Not quite 10, 10, 10, 5. Which is fine. So you don't just go around nuking random horde kitties? No, no, not in this one. Usually speaking, the PvP for this is set to guild PvP. So at least when it comes down to it, you're more so worrying about the best way of saying it. You're worrying about guilds just fighting each other in castle battles at the end of the day. Nice. And yeah, mostly player versus monster stuff. So you're definitely not missing out on too much right now. Dude. Need to actually get some money so I can do the random potion quest anyways. Are the devs still active? Yeah, devs are still active. The reason I was having some trouble just kind of testing this earlier is because it was actually still in maintenance. So, kind of had to step back for a quick second to actually get that running. Hi, Fabre. Oh, that's bad. I don't need a screenshot taken when I need to turn my bars back on. Okay, noted. So there's siege mode, technically, yeah. Although, considering when it comes to War of Imperium stuff, you are also worrying about... I guess just being max level, because you can't realistically do it unless you're super high up. Anyways. Up. And screenshots. Yeah, unfortunately. I kind of forgot that F12 is to turn on your hotbar, as well as kind of... Oh, nice, we got the sword drop. Okay, we'll take a sword drop. Combat style seems pretty tight. Does this game have a rollback netcode? I'm not sure if it quite have rollback netcode in this case, Omega, but if you want to complain to a Korean dev team that's been working for a fairly long while, I'm sure you could get it figured out. There, we can sit down now. If you really want to get into the lore, the game is based on the Korean manhwa Ragnarok by Lee Myung-jin. I didn't think there was actually a manhwa on this one, to be completely honest with you. I'll have to double check that. Because I know, at least from my end, when it comes to the media I've consumed for this, I do have the DVD copy of the anime they tried making for this. And I can assure you, that anime is bad. Like, it is rusty, even for the time it was released. But it's fan servicey. And you have those DVDs too. Well, that's always good. I'm glad they at least sold 2 copies of that. Now let's see here. We're just doing some of the basic shindig right now, so... Clover, fluff, this, that. We won't need a sword because we're going butchersmith. Boy. Grab our red potion, then we go talk with the hot lady outside. Exclusive club here. Oh, for sure, for sure. We're clearly part of an elusive club that worries more about just collecting old animes and reminiscing about the good old days where we didn't have to worry too much about things. Still need a bit more. I think it's... yeah, it is V. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. Can I get you yet? Hi. Let's just get this guy out of the way since we're here. You don't necessarily have to do this, but as a good reminder, there are at least 2 skills that you also have to pick up just aside from your basic job leveling, which would be Play Dead, which is just always universally helpful in case you're just fucking up something super hard. As well as First Aid, which is just like a very low level healing spell that anyone can use. This one is at least the hardest one because you have to wait a minute, and that means you have to test your patience while you're already playing an MMO. But at least with the benefit of... dude. At least with the benefit of streaming, that means I can at least talk to you guys while I'm getting that done. Chances of Ragnarok getting a dungeon style, or a DNF style fighting game before One Piece? Low. Like, extremely low. There is technically more than enough classes in Ragnarok Online, because you've got Novice and Super Novice. Then you've got the Sex Base Foreign jobs. Then the additional 3 alternate jobs. And then you've got the accompanying 12 seconds, thirds, and I think we're at fourths now. So there's a lot of different characters you could realistically do for this. The anime was based on the game rather than the original manhwa, but it was still technically the first time a Japanese anime was written based roughly on a manhwa. Eat your heart out, or Tower of God. Ragnarok beat you by like 10 years. And if it hasn't happened yet, then likely not. They had a few years where they made a bunch of other games for RO. They did. There is the Ragnarok Battle Offline game, which was made by the French-bred studios, which exists, and it is very hard to get running. Shoot. Play dead. Yay, we can pretend to die now. Success. There's Ragnarok Battle Offline, which was an old PC game that was functioned like a side-scrolling beat-em-up game, which was fairly fun, and I usually recommend it at the very least when it comes down to it. There is also the Ragnarok DS game, which I do still have, which is very jank, but it introduced another class that is exclusive to it right now. So that's always fun. Alright, I need to actually get the Eden Group quest for this, don't I? Just so I can do the basic leveling stuff. Doot. Get more novice potions, which is Gucci. Get more skill level ups, which is Gucci. And then I do want to grab first aid while we're here. I remember finding community effort to play Ragnarok Battle Offline that worked pretty easily. Oh, okay. Then I realized that the game wasn't nearly as fun as I remembered. Oh. Well, that's not good. There we go. Magic gotten. Oh yeah. I forget about that. Thank you, tutorial. You're actually teaching us, even though this is one of the more awkward things to find in the first place. I do at least remember when I was playing Ragnarok Battle Offline, it was something I technically enjoyed, if only because of the fact that it was just kind of fun to turn your brain off and mash buttons for a bit. But it is definitely a slightly acquired taste, I think, if you're used to beat-em-ups like that. Oh, whoops, I forgot to actually talk with the merchant lady. I should probably do that. It's just a bit too janky. I accepted much more jank back then. Oh, for sure. Ragnarok Battle Offline doesn't feel like a super official game, technically speaking, so it probably does not do well in this day and age. Dude. Gotta do the proper shop questing. Hello, random merchant who sells gun. Oh wait, you're not the gun one I'm looking for. Hello, random man who sells basic potions. Doot doot doot. The world needs more RPG beat-em-ups like that. They really do. Because at least when it comes to, like, MMO games, there is a lot worse that you can technically do when it comes down to having a character base set up where you don't have to worry as much about, like, fishing for fans at that point. Even stuff like Scott Pilgrim game was cool, its upgrade system. Oh yeah, the Scott Pilgrim game just blew everyone out of the water. That's why so many people were just upset when Scott Pilgrim was taken off the air because Ubisoft was a Ubisoft. Oop. So, other new... Oh, there's less people here today. Other new addition when it comes down to Ragnarok Online nowadays. There's this little room that they've added called the Eden Room, which is functionally an area where you can get a basic quest line going. That's like an overall quest line for you. So there's just a bunch of random NPCs here, and then over here you've got like a job board, so that way you can take random kill quests based on your level and just go out and kill stuff. It's fairly helpful, and especially gets newer people just kind of swinging into the game instead of just going out killing random stuff for a minimal amount of... Yeah, you're the wrong person to talk to. It's good to at least get a little bit of extra help when it comes down to that anyways. Well, no matter what Ubi shit does, the soundtrack will live on? Oh yeah, definitely. Does the GM team recruit players to be GMs? Probably not. Will the GM ask you for your password? No, the GM team should never ask you for your password. Will the GM team demand cash from you in-game or via instant messenger or social media? No. I hope the GMs don't actually ask me for real money. Should you install a team viewer because the GM asked you to? No. Can a GM team member be invisible in a chat room? I feel like they can, but... And then, can you ask to see the GM sprite in order to verify a GM's identity? I'm assuming you can. I don't see why not. Oh, whoops. When I played, GMs would do stuff like spawn bosses in the main town square, and it was glorious. Yeah, that's definitely the fun part when it comes to being a GM, especially on private servers, because you could realistically do whatever you wanted. Someone demands a ransom to keep your account. Do not pay them. GMT will never ask you to install TeamViewer. You will always be able to see a DM chat. Oh, they can't hide. Okay, noted. I'm surprised it's actually asking me about this. Does the GM recruit players to be GMs? Apparently no. GM will never ask you for your password because they've got their own account. They will not ask you for money. I'm not sure what TeamViewer is, but I'm assuming that's like the things they don't want you to use in WoW. No. And yes, you can see the GM sprite. Watching all the AFK markets die was too good. I can imagine just seeing a bunch of random dead merchants just chilling in the field probably made things to be relatively interesting. Yeah, I can help. I can't do any of those. I'm sorry, Pops. I'm a beginner. There we go. TeamViewer is like a remote desktop. Lets the remote user see what you can see and click on things. Oh. That's good to know. I'm not sure why you would... Oh, right. If a GM would ask you to use that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll register for the Eden group. It's fine. This is just a random side quest anyways. Diana. Also known as a scam viewer, because scammers try to convince you to install it for tech support. That sounds about right, to be completely honest. Well, we've at least listened to the rules relatively well, so we should be okay in terms of actually not getting scammed anytime soon. Hopefully, at least. Also, nice glitch. That should realistically go away when we are out of this area. Most of these kind of suck to hunt, I'll be honest. But we can probably get away with this. It's fun to use a waste... Or it's fun to use a waste a scammer's time with a sandbox VM, though. Oh, it's always fun when you can skewer them, for sure. But at the end of the day, it's just probably a little bit nicer to not get, like, completely bombarded with stuff. Also, fuck it. Please click OK. There we go. Now let's get out of here, because that priest is too loud. Words. Hey, sometimes it's good to get some extra words out of there. There we go. It'd be nice if I actually had like a side thing where I didn't have to worry as much about my emotional state. At least it's just a priest, not a wizard spamming Lord of Vermilion. I think in the Eden room, you can only spam like priest-esque skills, so buffing to other players and then War Portal, depending on like what you have. I don't think you can spam much in those rooms, to be completely honest with you. But I haven't really been able to test that, so I can't say for sure. And my favorite was when I kept someone on the phone for a minute or two role-playing an orc. Oh god. How do you get away with role-playing as an orc captain on the phone, Omega? Like, they'd have to catch on eventually. Right? Most of this is temporary. Because we're not gonna be a novice for long. They really wanted to sell me some shit? I mean, they usually do try to, like, push it a little bit when they're trying to sell something, but... Like, if you realize someone's trolling you, you at least gotta have a script for that, right? There we go. Wog. Just imagining just painting your car red, and that's clearly what makes your car go faster. Because that's how it works in the normal world, right? Orc does not equal troll. Exactly. There's at least a bit of a difference, technically. There's not much of a difference, just one's bigger and under a bridge. Up. Come on, you can do it. Just need one more job level, and then we're good. Although, realistically speaking, I should probably wait until I have some money. Just so that way I can actually buy armor and not die immediately. Dude. Also, fun reference for people. This game's a slight bit of a troll, but it'll at least tell you when you're outmatched for a fight. So you can see, I think you can see at least, their name in red. That means that it will murder you. Because the game at least has a relatively good sense of that now. Although the reason they are just more common on this map is because of all the pupas on here, as well as the fact that butterfly wings are something people usually farm for anyway, so it's just better. You can ignore that at times. I mean, yes, you can. Oh wow, someone's been here. Pop. Much better. Enemy looks pathetic. Have at him. Indicator is lies. As a level 5 basic novice, no. The creamies will honestly cream us, and that will not be a joke. the caterpillars murder us. Of course, the big butterflies are going to murder us. Dude. That's how I leveled my mage up. Just blow up high-level plants that can't reach me. That is usually the grinding method when you're building wizard or sage, or in this case, gunslinger. I think ninja and hunters would usually do that too, because you would end up going a little bit north of Prontera and then just fighting the geographers that were there, if I'm remembering the name right. Just with mages, you would obviously have Firebolt, and then all the bow-based classes would have fire arrows just to poke at them from afar. I remember those times. That makes things a hell of a lot easier. Oh, we're at level 10 already. Doot doot. There we go. We're technically done as a novice already. We have learned everything that we can learn. Look at how successful we are. Let's see here. Oh, caterpillar friends. I need to kill more of you, please. Oh yeah, they have technically changed up the visual design of Prontera as well. The map is still relatively the same, but... There's a little bit of a facelift to Prontera, just so that way you can not be super bored. But I guess just to trigger Solace's PTSD while we're here. And I guess everyone else's PTSD with this as well, because it seems like a lot of you actually know about this game. Welcome to Prontera. The streets are filled with shops. Actually, they're not as filled with shops, because after maintenance, a lot of these would have been force logged out, and most people haven't logged back in yet. But this is right after maintenance. So this is when people are, like, just logging in and resetting up their shops. They should be dead shops. They realistically should be, but servers were offline. So people did have to log back in to actually get that set up. And non-ironically, my PC used to lag in Prontera. Oh, I think all PCs ended up lagging in Prontera. There were just always so many players there, and with so many shops, it was just disgusting trying to get anything done. Because you kind of just had to screw around and see what would end up working for you at the end of the day, and Prontera was usually not the best answer. Let's see here. The bunnies are done. Wouldn't be too bad if I get... Wow, nothing. Okay. Would be nice to get some armor for when we're a merchant, because we're not going to get any fancy novice-boosted armor to try and keep ourselves alive. Prontera is the place for the Chinese gold farmers. Oh god, I kind of hate how true that is. But, yeah. A lot of bots are set up there, I'm not going to fault that. It just has the most foot traffic. That's honestly all it is. Hey there, Kay. Welcome in. Hopefully the evening's running well on your side so far. We're just having some fun visiting some nostalgia, because I haven't played this game in a hot minute, and while it has changed over its 21-year development cycle, it's still fun. And I'm assuming you also at least know about Ragnarok Online as well, Kay? At least to some extent. Bunny perished. Yeah, unfortunately we gotta bully the bunnies a little bit. Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, welcome in. This is an ancient video game. At least by the standard of most Zoomers nowadays. Also, welcome to the Easter event. There's just random crap around the map right now. Oh, this actually does damage to me. Okay. An ancient video game where you spend hours to get 1% at a high level. Yeah, unfortunately. That is just kind of the bane when it comes down to the old school MMOs. Hi there. And not the only one who spent an evening beating the tar out of the Easter bunnies. Nope, don't worry, you're not alone. The Ragnarok Online Easter event is more or less just murdering very, very weak enemies that you can only do 1 damage to. Oh my god, nostalgia activated. I mean, it's about right. That's why I wanted to play it too. But welcome in. Hopefully the evening's running well on your side so far. Does the pupils card and shit like that still exist? Yeah, the card system is still in place. I think the only thing they really added in terms of the card system was like when they drop, you get a sound effect and a glowy light tied to it. That's all I've seen at the very least. Because I was testing this earlier just to make sure it would, you know, work for recording and such. And I did end up getting a pouring card and at least get to see the animation tied to it, so that's at least nice. Dude, drop chances are still god-awful, but I'd say that's relatively normal. Like, let's be real, when are the drop rates on cards not going to be a gigantic pain in the ass? There we go. Can't believe I started playing this game 21 years ago. Well, that's when the game came out, Aiden. So don't worry. Dude. And I'm pretty sure I would have started playing around then as well, but it has been a hot minute, so I don't quite remember what what I did, rather, in terms of playing this. Don't know what to do with my time, I mean. Well, I guess that depends on what kind of a mood you're in so far, Kay. Because the world is your oyster. There is also the possibility of grinding out a little bit of Euro Truck Sim if you're kind of in a mood for just kind of watching people anyways. And then you don't have to think too hard about all the driving that you're in the middle of doing. What else could you realistically do? Kinda am mood. Rada hella old. That's fair. Nice. Thursday is kind of a day where you just don't feel like doing anything anyways, so that's completely understandable. Dude. Getting my decks up now, just so I don't have to worry about it later. Also, come back here, you. Still need 2 more Fabres for this. Okay. And I guess it is worth reiterating in this case that we're going to try and be making a butchersmith out of this one. There are probably slightly easier routes for us to take, if only because of the fact that butchersmith is functionally you just need to pay a shitload of money for everything, but we can kind of get around that with a bit of patience, which I'd say is nice. Oh, Rado, hella old. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was getting the meaning of that right, but yes, you did actually mean an animal. Noted. He's in the bed beside Air, and my distraction meter has hit 0, to be honest. Oh, that sounds about right. And don't feel like doing anything any day ever this time of year. I mean, 2023 hasn't quite been that bad so far, Omega. I feel like you can at least get a little bit of something done, right? Oh, wait. Oh, nice. We actually killed that in 1 hit. Come over here, you dastardly little caterpillar. You barely spawn on this goddamn map. Dude. Poor little Fabres don't like spawning at all. That's why there's such an overabundance of creamies, because of the pupa hatches. And do you plan on making a guild? I don't plan on making one, no. If only because of the fact that that's fairly expensive on a guild or a Zenny front. And we're not exactly going to be making a huge profit as a butchersmith, unfortunately. I use 3-year-old blind, deaf, hind-leg deficiency, tumor the size of a table tennis ball, and yeah. Okay, yeah, I'd say that's relatively fair then. And for reference, they usually last 1.5 to 2. Oh. Well, hopefully you can at least keep them comfy in the meantime, because it definitely sounds like it's a bit much for them. Dude. And it's that time of year where it's like, oops. I should be doing stuff, but there's spring cleaning, taxes, cutting the lawn for the first time. Honestly, taxes are probably the only thing you should realistically force yourself to do in this day and age. Because at least when it comes down to it, the government's going to hate you a lot more than your house will. That one's done. This one we're going to have to go somewhere else for. Okay. Something appears to be spinning. We're gonna have to go to Morok for these ones, so why don't we just get that out of the way first? And I can show you a new place, which is always fun. Morok. There we go. Desert Kingdom Ho. There we go. Thank you for refreshing the music volume. I hate taxes, not just because I hate doing them, just my job is way less boring, and with the refund doesn't pay nearly as well. I'd say that's fair, Omega. It is always at least a little bit of a pain when your refund's not the greatest thing in the world. I've been trying my best to get, like, a little bit of... Okay, good, I can sell stuff to you. I try to at least make sure I'm getting a little bit of a bonus when it comes down to it. But it is definitely a bit of a problem. There we go, the white chocolate should help us out a bit. Also, just give me the regular chocolate. Thank you. Imagine doing taxes. Okay, you lucky duck, you. I hope people don't have to worry too much about their taxes, but we are definitely just at a really awkward point when it comes down to it. We just finished our taxes and I no longer get a refund. Ugh. I am sorry to hear that, Aiden. I'm assuming you don't have, like, any side measures just to make sure that you can get a refund, like taking extra taxes out of your checks and whatnot and paying it out early? Don't fully know your system, so... Oh, nice, we got an OJ. That sells decently. I'm not smart enough to figure all that out. Hey, I mean, the option... Actually, I'm not sure if the option's normally there for you. But it may be something to look into. Dude. And remember, you only got the refund because they screwed up in the first place? I mean, it's not exactly screwing up at the end of the day, Omega. It's more so just they have limitations in place, and some people overestimate, so the government's like, yeah, okay, just take your stuff. Need to hire a family member to do it for me. I mean, hey, if you have a family member that's actually good for it, then wouldn't hurt to ask them, but at least when it comes down to, like, what kind of paperwork you end up having, you do need to worry about, like, them not necessarily knowing about the complexities of your job. Which is a bit of a problem, at least. And yeah, when people talk about all that, it's nothing but accusing haste to me. Yeah, no worries about that, Kay. Taxes, the best way to explain them is that they suck. But if you have a little bit of advanced, like, mojo to it, then you're usually okay. There we go. Same, I just glaze over. That is fair. Taxes blow chunks. Yeah, it's a giant F-up. The system is such a mess, and they just can't figure out what they owe you up front, so they err on the side of overcharging you. That is true. It's because you didn't take enough exemptions to work, technically. And ought to be paying us stooges of interest. It'd be nice if we could actually get stooges of interest off of just, you know, working and surviving in this hell of a landscape that we call living. And I'm Scottish, I don't give them. Which is also fair. I haven't actually looked too deep into all the various countries in the EU, but it'd be nice knowing that you don't have to worry about them too much. If you take too many exemptions that you owe at the end of the year, and if you take too little, you get a refund. I know on my end, at the very least, I tend to just overpay on my taxes, just to make it a little bit cleaner at the end. I haven't had to worry about anything super much yet, but... There we go. We make it work out. We're an independent calculator, we can figure it out. If it's working tax that comes off our wage every pay? Not... Well... Yeah, actually, it is functionally like working tax. Yeah, I should kill that too. Income tax is just done in a fairly weird way, Kay, and I could realistically explain it to you, but Would you actually be interested in hearing about North American tax policies and how that actually is done? That doesn't sound like a very good education standard when it comes down to a gaming stream. But the roughest explanation I can give, just for the sake of giving an answer, is that there's the tax you get from shopping, and then there's the tax you get from working, which can come with a whole bunch of random deductions or a whole bunch of random... Is that a clip? That's just a shell. Okay. Shopping tax is already on our things in shops, so we don't have a tax on a receipt, etc. It's just the base price. Okay. Yeah, that's at least one slight different thing when it comes down to the North American side. Because tax is only included in some places, not all places. And it just depends on what shop you're at. Dude. Otherwise, we don't have it. I think if... I guess it depends, because technically speaking, depending on where you are, like milk and basic foodstuffs have different shopping tax rates compared to, like, I'm just gonna say for the hell of it, popcorn. Popcorn does not have the same nutritional value as milk, but there we go. Hear about the tax game that asks for your social security number in the form of a visual novel, your accountant is the relationship target. I have heard about that game. I recall it being listed on Steam for like 2 days before they ripped it off. And then you just kind of had to go to their itch page, which obviously gave them a good amount of publicity because they just got nuked off the internet fairly quickly. Yeah, Steam killed it even though it was actually innocent. Yeah. I was going to look into it just to see, because obviously as a Canadian, we don't have a social security number, so it wouldn't really be valid for us. But I was kind of thinking, like, I just filled in a random number for you, just that way you can get through it. Because it'd be weird for it to, you know, actually collect your number. Value-added tax. Yeah, value-added tax would make sense. Dude. Value-added tax is sometimes participated in Canada. It's definitely not a common thing, but if you go to, like, certain foreign shops, they do it sometimes. Or import shops, not foreign shops. I remember my wording. And we have that because of Brexit. Thank you, Brexit, for making everything awkward. Oh, should grab that. But that's all we have for me. I mean, that's not too bad, then. If you only have to worry about value-added tax, then... should do that. If you only have to worry about value-added tax, then you at least don't have to think super hard when you're out shopping. Because stuff is just labeled there, and you don't have to think about it too hard. And you probably don't have to worry about as much as everything being listed at like $29.99 for marketing purposes. Oh. Sales tax though has been required on EU goods, which makes sense. Since Brexit, the way it's applied has changed, which is always fun. Previously, you would have paid the local VAT rate, so if you brought your jumper from a shop in Sweden, you have to pay Swedish. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's not good. Now you just pay the UK VAT, which is 20. Ugh. Value-added tax is 20 up there? That's not good. That is admittedly a little bit high. And supposedly the game actually did a good job in terms of tax prep itself. Of course, if taxes are fun, it must die. Admittedly, it is just trying to make tax like a bit of a joke in terms of its narrative right now, which is probably the main goal anyways. Because taxes are boring and stuffy, and you just don't want to think about them anyways, right? So it's just better to kind of knock it out. Also, I probably shouldn't have to worry about the chons as much, I'm thinking. Oh wait, iron. We might need that. I tried to buy something from overseas, and it wasn't that expensive. It ended over 200 to me here, which is insane. I'm assuming because of, like, imports and all that. And yeah, Nano, there was a tax dating game that had popped a little while ago. You could probably find it on itch still, because as a joke, it's probably going to last a fairly good while. Where's the door again? Ah, I was a little bit off. Come on. There we go. Yeah, just to explain any potential lore reasonings for this. To people who have at least played this before, you'll notice that the town music is a lot different from Morok. Or at the very least, it has a lot more of a ghostly feel to it. There was an update in, I think, chapter 12 or 13 of the story where a nuke functionally went off in Morok Desert. So there's a lot less people here. And that some of the maps have like a town guard on the portal, which is your indicator to not go there unless you're a high enough level to actually survive there. But they had fun with it. Also, hi there. You shouldn't be here, friend. I mean, it technically does do your taxes. Does it actually do your taxes? I honestly figured that was just part of a joke, to be honest with you. That you wouldn't have to worry about it, like, too much. Oh, nice. I was just thinking we're about there. Get dex up so that we can actually hit stuff. That'd be good as a stream game, I think, given it's not like Honey Pop. I mean, it's not Honey Pop, but it's... I guess it's just a dating sim at the end of the day, right? That's not too bad. No, it really does give you your completed tax form at the end. That's why I'd asked for your SSN. Huh. Maybe not be a good stream game, then. Toot. I mean, it's cool if it does. But if I need to actually enter a valid SSN on it, then we can't really play it. There we go. Come here, birdie. Having data somewhere in the world on your SSN would be a massive red flag. I think if that game got breached... Oh, it would be bad, for sure. That would actually be smart to kill. Come on, Gianna. You can attack the angry red chicken. Come on. One more. There we go. Perfect. Obviously, anyway, you could just put 555, 55, 555, and then just change the number for the thing in. Possibly. I guess that'd be something you'd have to test, really. I mean, that's why I was taken down from... Oh, God. Damn it. I was too slow. That means I'm gonna have to warp back to Morok, too. Oopsie daisy. Realistically, though, at level 7, we could just go and become a merchant without thinking about this too hard, and then just get all the EXP afterwards. So let's just do that. We need to go to Alberta. How'd you know my SSN? I mean, clearly, Kay, we have a data network here. I'm definitely mining all of your information, so that way I can sell it to the open Eurobit market, right? That's why I'm a robot VTuber, clearly. My non-existent SSN? Exactly! Hello. I would like to be able to sell money, please. Yay. We now have a comfy dress and we now have a pocket. Look at us go. We also have a crap ton of useless equipment right now, which is also good. There we go. We have the national insurance number. Oh, you've got the NIN. You've got the NIN. Americans have their SSNs. Canada's got... What's ours called again? We've got a SIN. So clearly all Canadians are just going straight to hell, but... Like, every single area just kind of has its own... like, option when it comes down to that anyways. You're now an honorary US citizen. Welcome. Here's your F-1040. Oh, that sounds about right. I need an actual shopkeep so I can sell stuff. I just re-download Ragnarok and I play Mew. I mean, you realistically should, Aiden. Let me know if you want to actually, like, party up and play at any time, because I think we're around the same time frames, at least in terms of activity times, but enjoy your playtime if you do get to it. Storage Keeper, I think that's a quest giver. I really do not know Alberta very cleanly, I'll be completely honest with you. Yeah, we'll see if I can ever actually play. Yeah. You're a busy one, that's for sure. Right. Mana usage. There we go. How hard is it to remember my nin? It was insane. I remember it by phonetics. Hey, I mean, that's at least a relatively good way to remember it. I've just got my card, like, in one of those plastic card seal things and kind of stapled to the wall in case I ever need it. Alpha Bravo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Charlie. Yeah. Gotta love the phonetic alphabet. It tends to just work very, very well, when you think about it at least. They took my card when I got married and changed my name. Now I just have to remember. Ugh. That's not good. They don't, like, reissue anything or just let you keep it even though your name's wrong on it, technically, because of marriage. Nah, they don't do cards anymore, apparently. Well, fuck, I've got a relic then. Okay. I'm keeping that thing till the end of goddamn time. Do you lot have a med ID number? Yeah, there's a medical ID number as well. They actually decided to be quote-unquote helpful this year because my main ID was expiring, but they wanted to kind of sync everything up together in order to have them refresh at the same time, which is annoying as all hell. So next year, actually they expire on my birthday, but next year I'm going to have to go back and refresh both of them at the same time. I hate remembering that. Yeah, just a long series of numbers is probably a bit of a problem when it comes down to it. So hopefully speaking, you don't have to worry about it too much in terms of remembering it. Dude. And that many numbers, yeah, it sounds about right, to be honest with you. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you. Oh yeah, this is also something I should at least note when thinking about Ragnarok Online. There are just randomly buff mobs that exist in the wild now. So if you're ever just wanting to kill something that's relatively strong, then there'll just be a nice blue or red glowy number just to let you know what kind of mob they are. And then you can kill them for some extra EXP. It's quite handy. Also, hi, Mr. Tree. I have an axe, so hopefully you're alright with dying. Now let's see here. I can hear one of the pupas, but where are you? No, it still can't be the creamies yet. They will nuke us because I don't have armor. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on vitality next. Can't go this long without having armor. But at least when it does come down to it, I guess depending on, like, what area you're in, you have to worry about... Dude. Oh, nice, we got the mace. I'll sell for a bit. Also, thank you, Non, for the sip and the stretch. Admittedly, it's hard to actively do my normal stretches right now, just because of the back problem, but... doing my best to keep that one in check. Unfortunately, that's one that just does not want to go away, no matter what I really try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I can only do 4 right now. Okay. Get rid of you. Hello, little Fabre. Gonna need to nuke you. But at least when it comes to our side, we've got a health card. You can have either an ID or a driver's license. And then depending on the area, I recall having cards that are like to specific hospitals, so that way they could like pull up your IDs a bit quicker, but that one's not really a number you need to remember. That's more so just the fact that you've got a registered, basically, user ID at that hospital, which was interesting to find. But it's not too bad at the very least. Here's a question. Okay. Ask away. I am your Canadian guide into the VTubing world. And when do you lot get your numbers? I believe on our side it's just birth, I think. I think so. Either birth or when you're, like, very young. Because it's usually just kind of set up with your birth certificate and all that to make sure that you've got your, like, registered name on there and such. Maybe you're born with it. Maybe it's your SSD. Yupa? There we go. You're born with it. Inherent diseases, genetic defects. That is pretty mental. I mean, it is definitely a pretty stark difference considering you get yours around 16. Oh, hey, a ringleader. Hi, buddy. I'm gonna get rid of your mob first. Hop. And then once you Karazgoons reach the age of a ripe old 16, they're awarded a national insurance number. That kind of sounds like you're winning it in the lottery, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be completely honest with you. What do they do until they're 16? I guess just write their name down, really. Hope you don't have any medical problems for the first 16 years of your life. Also, this area got unnecessarily loud for no reason. Not a fan. There we go. Let's see, where are our tree friends at? Medical is the medical ID. Just a straight series of numbers instead of having to worry about the alphanumeric stuff. Up. On our side, we have, I'm pretty sure our health IDs at least are alphanumeric. So you do have to worry at least a little bit about physically remembering those. There we go. Get our first level in push cart, and then we'll get up to level 10 in that. And how many classes are there in this game? A healthy few, at the very least. You start off as a novice, and then from novice, you can... From novice, you can job up to one of the basic 6 jobs, or one of the 3 alternate jobs. I guess 4, technically. If I'm remembering right. You can go from novice to swordsman, mage, merchant, thief, archer, acolyte, and of course ads right at the time that I'm actually answering your question. Oh, wait then. Silly ads. Just so that way we can at least have the collective experience of how much they've actually added to this game. Now, let's see here. Creamies are still in the red. I'm just looking for trees to chop anyways. Hi, Mr. Tree. Bye, Mr. Tree. Up. That's a bit better. How are we looking on those? Pupa needs to go up. The Pecco eggs needs to go up. Willows needs to go up. I'm surprised I'm actually still a bit low on those. There we go. And question, do you ever plan on making a PS1 version of the new Jude model? The temptation is certainly there. I'd have... Well, actually, it probably wouldn't be that hard to redo it to this model, because it would just be changing the shaders on what I've already done, so... Technically speaking, we could. I would just have to double check to see what that breaks, or if anything breaks from changing the shaders, because I don't 100% recall what would. Just gonna grab me all that. Although it would be nice if I could get, like, a commission of an actual PS1 model. Because I'm sure people have seen out there that there are the VTubers who have the really low poly models. Either a low poly model or even just like a pixel art model would work well for me, I think. I'll take all that, thank you. But one of these days, it's kind of just one of those things that I'd either have to budget or figure out. Which, that's kind of just the question at the end of the day, isn't it? I just want to spend my points and make the stream go blah. That is fair. I guess we have kind of had the PS1 mode off for a while now, haven't we? I think the main reason why I hadn't is because the system that we have, we're allowed to kind of throw things at me, is that changing the avatar in there is not quite as simple as what you can do with what I did before, but I want to see a Star Fox. You want to see a Super FX chip level Jude. Oh, that would be a hard one. Because I don't even know how I'd even make that, because that would just functionally just be low poly but wireframe. And then filled in wireframe with various plates that you throw at it, like some kind of circus performer. Oh, there we go. Hello, Mr. Tree. There we go. Not that I'd be a stranger to having plates thrown around, but you do want to be very careful when thinking about Super FX models. Especially because graphics cards nowadays are clearly not being able to... Oh, this is one of the Clover ones. Okay. I'm betting at least 50 verts. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, you have to worry about my hair, and that's at least going to be, like, whoops, 5 or so. Shoot. Oh, shoot. Nope, don't click on that. There it is. Hey, buddy. And a voice mod that makes you sound like OG Star Fox character. So, like, an Animal Crossing filter? I could realistically just do that with my mouse anyway, so it would be wah wah wah, wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah. Although it is kind of bordering on Charlie Brown, to be honest with you. Although Charlie Brown has a bit more of an echo to it, and I'm thinking about the adult voices. Oh, nice. We'll take that. Thank you. Slightly made this mistake last time, so I'd rather not just be crawling around with a push cart when push comes to shove. Do a barrel roll. Oh, nice. Honestly, if I could figure out how to do a barrel roll, it'd be nice. It's a little bit harder with this system to do one, but realistically should be possible. Ragnarok has some good chill music. Ragnarok does have some fairly chilled music. Ragnarok also has fairly insane drum and bass when you get to the deeper dungeons, but for the most part, when you're in the early game, they kind of just want to tell you to slow the hell down and take in the environment and your controls, figure out what you're doing. Up. Which is at least the nice addition when it comes down to it. You're kind of just enjoying your time and not having to think too much about anything. Oh, nice, it did die. Also, where are all the trees? I thought there were, like, a lot more willows on this map. That's why I stayed here. Mr. Willow. I know most of them are in Payon, but I don't want to go there right now. Peaceful music for bonking bouncy slimes. That is true. Ugh, I want God of Rock. God of Rock. Is that a game by chance, Kay? The name rings a bell, but I want it to come out so I can inject that into my veins. Okay, the song, right. I wonder if we'd ever actually hit that map in a reasonable time frame. Because I'm not sure if butchersmithing would work there. Oh, it's a rhythm fighting game. Okay. I am confusing things because Ragnarok Online has too much stuff. Mind if I drop a link? You can, but it's probably better suited in the Discord, just so that way I can actually find it again. Specifically in the game suggestions chat. Because I am kind of a bitch for rhythm games, so I mean, I'm always down to check them out at least. Come on. There we go. Thank you. I saw a tournament for that when it was in beta. It'll be a pretty good stream game. Okay. Kay and her hyperfixation on Hellsinger. I mean, to be fair, Hellsinger is a good game to have a fixation on. If I recall right, Solace, we watched Shin play that, right? And Shin's main comment on that was just that it was short. And then they gave me the game and DLC. And your top 200. Okay. Well, I mean, you're allowed to flex a little bit, Kay. I'm not going to argue against that. If anything, having Holger around has at least shown us the appreciation for a strong woman in the field. Hey, there's a tree. There we go. I was wondering when that was actually going to proc. Let's take a quick peek here. Oh, that looks mildly edgy. And that comes out... The 18th would be Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, the Tuesday. That is a weird day to launch a game on, I'll be honest with you, Kay. But if you feel like giving a quick text synopsis, I'm totally down for it. Oh, did you get around to watching the D&D movie? No, I haven't, unfortunately. I realistically could next week, because I get a week of vacation, so I can go to the movie theater for it, but... At least I'm assuming it's in theater here. Not sure. I'm going to take a stab that it probably is, but not sure. Up. But currently, no. I do hear that it's good, though. Battle to the beat by hitting notes and rhythm and unleash harmonic attacks against opponents in this competitive rhythm fighting game hybrid. Coming to you soon on PS Plus. Okay. So it's a bit more of a PvP game then, because I was wondering what you meant by top 200. But an interesting concept for sure. Does it have any, like, specific genre of music that it tends to stick to, or... Oh, you meant Hellsinger. That is God of Rock. Okay. That's fair, then. Come here, you wood. Silly tree. Hellsinger, I'm top 200 on most songs. Oh, very nice. I didn't realize that game actually had a scoring system, I'll be completely honest with you. I just thought it was more of a challenge to figure out if you can do it or not, to be honest. But, good to know. Oh, nice. Give me more of these. I need to port back to Morok so I can actually get my pickies and pecos done. There we go. Oh, that's a bit. Yeah, no worries there, okay. Admittedly, that fills most of my visible chat, so it's going to be hard to read anyways. But I believe... Yeah, don't worry about it, Kay. Don't worry. You're allowed. You're not spamming the chat with full paragraphs or anything. It's just an honest mistake. But it does kind of look like what you would see in most rhythm games, at the very least, from that description. Ranked online multiplayer is just weird to see for a rhythm game, to be completely honest. Oh, there's one. I'm fine with hunting the willows, but god, they're quiet. Dude. 4 game modes, 12 characters, and 8 stages. Okay. I know at least when it comes down to my history with playing rhythm games, Muse Dash is at least up there nowadays, only because it is one of the more popular rhythm games for people to get into. But that is more of just ranked leaderboards for scores instead of active fighting anyhow. I want God of Rock. I mean, you'll be getting it soon, Kay. At the very least, the game will be open Tuesday. You've only got to get through a weekend for there, and you've got Air with you. Air and the Rat, nonetheless. I'm sure you guys can fill a weekend. Dude. Hello, Mr. Creamy. I wonder, actually. Oh boy. Okay, yeah. That's about expected. I'm pretty sure my save updates to Alberta anyways. Yeah, it does. Hi, Alberta. I'm just gonna sit my pretty little butt down for a hot second. Because I forgot that Creamies could just nuke you. Dude. Totally didn't request the game. Hey, I mean, you're in the position to do so, okay? So, fully endorsed at the very least. Okay, how long have we been going? Only about an hour. I mean, an hour's not too bad for getting to 10-10 on first job. Thank you, by the way, Omega. I believe Nano had asked a slight question before about how many classes there actually are in this game. So, Nano, are you around? Because we can go over that pretty quick while we're waiting for health regen and stuff after dying anyways. Here. Let me just get a quick visual aid up just to make things a little bit easier. Hope that wall didn't kill off people's. Oh, no, no. You're fine, Kay. If not that, there's Toho. No, no, your health doesn't regen that slowly, Omega. You're not gonna get away with that super easily. Where is my main screen plugin? Not full screen. There we go. So I guess just to explain the roughest idea of how Ragnarok Online works, obviously you start off as a novice. If you're feeling mildly masochistic, you can just go from novice to super novice, which is functionally an Onion Knight-esque build, where you just get a little bit of skills from all of the early job classes, and you just kind of stick to that. So if you're up for it, then you're up for it. The basic 6 for your first job classes, so Swordsman, Mage, Archer, Merchant, Thief, Acolyte, fairly straightforward. Sword, Magic, Bow, Axe, Stab, and Heal. So, congrats, you're part of a standard RPG party. The second job classes that you can get to, they do kind of line up with their first stage, so Swordsman goes Knight Crusader, Wizard goes, or Mage goes Wizard Sage, and yada yada. So you've got 12 base classes. Once you max these out, then you transcend and go back to Novice, or High Novice as it's called. Then you go back through your first job, and then you can go to your Transcendent job class, which is just an upgraded version. Then I believe you do that again, and then go to the third job classes. So you technically have a lot to work with. And then there is also the extended jobs. These just come off of Novice. So, Taekwon Boy, Ninja Gunslinger. The Taekwon Boys go to Taekwon Master and Soul Linker. This is just you punch people to death. And this is you are slightly magic-based, but still spiritual. Male ninja, female ninja, and upgraded gun. So you have a lot to work with when it comes to Ragnarok Online. And it's always good to at least keep in mind your options when you're thinking of playing. I'm doing a Butchersmith, if only because I'm mildly biased, and I like the Butchersmiths. And I hate this keyboard. You didn't buy 999 health potions? Oh, no, no. I have the Novice potions, Nick, but it also did 3 times my health and damage in one shot, so a potion would not have helped anyways. So this is basically an RPG? Yeah, basically. An RPG you get to play with many other people. And at least when it comes down to it, I'm not trying to like overhype it or oversell anything, but it's obviously a very old MMO. It's not going to be like grandstanding and be like, oh, hey, you get to play as Reaper, or you get to play as the unretitled god of anime, or anything like that. It's just basic, you know, you get to be a monk, you can punch people in the face, or you can be a fancier monk or a fanciest monk, that kind of thing. Makes you think about it a little bit, and makes you just remember why keeping it a little bit simple stupid is just kind of helpful. Let's see here. I do need to kill some trees still, I believe, right? Yeah, just a couple more. Let's just get that out of the way. We'll get to Morok and hand these in. And figure out how else we'd want to level or what quests we can grab. Okay, going to bed. Head full of fuck. Sleep good for now. Not even putting a short out tonight either. No worries there, okay? Make sure you're taking care of yourself, please, and thank you. And enjoy your sleep. We'll get stocked with you later. Toot, toot, toot. Let's see here. I need one more tree. Hi, buddy. Lovely. Alrighty, let's go back to the desert. Desert. This one. More rock, please. Not Payon, we don't need that anymore. Cool. Now let's just get the rest of these quests out of the way, and then we'll figure out how we want to actually do this. Should also realistically see if I can find the armor stuff here. Oh. Sorry, I'm just looking for an actual shop. Villager... I think this is the high potion shop. So I can't buy anything here. A hair coupon? Huh. Okay, I guess we can just change up the hairstyle if we want to. Noted. This. White chocolate cells. Get rid of some of this. We realistically should keep that. There. One more. Oh. Welcome in, Jace. Thank you very much for the head pats. Hopefully the evening's running relatively alright for your side so far. We're just in a bit of a nostalgia trip right now, playing some good old Ragnarok Online. Trying to remember how things were like from a decade ago and realizing they've at least shifted things a little bit since then. But how are things on your side? Enjoying the night? Let's see here. This should be what I'm looking for. This is the actual smithing area. This is not for gear. Noted. Been here for a pretty good time, but was too focused on commissions to even say hi. Yeah, no worries there. Guide, blacksmith. Convenience in... it's on the right side. I guess is the proper English. Yeah, no worries there. English is, as we've stated before, a really dumb language. So you're allowed to make typos. I'm not exactly going to be like course correcting you with it. Actually. A good time means fun. Yeah. Yeah, a good time generally means fun. If anything, this is a nice bit of nostalgic fun, just so that way we can enjoy the good old times. See the lovely pixel art again. Listen to the fantastic music. Don't think we need to worry about weapon stuff here. Yeah, this is where you can get guitars and stuff. I need armor, mostly. I've got 18,000 to work with. So I'm not getting my boots right now. Merchants wear mail? I can wear mail. That's good enough for me. Lovely. Now we won't die immediately. It's a small creature. Ow. Have a good time. Explosion. Yeah, that sounds about right. Critical question. Can you get nuked by friendly fire AoE in this game? I don't think so on base servers. Private servers may allow that, but that's more so a server-side mod that allows that. So it's not something that's common in this Omega, no. Especially with the amount of AoEs people can just kind of fish out in the first place. I was never into MMOs. I think the only thing I played was something called Cabal. Oh boy. I know of the name Cabal, but it is not one that I ended up playing. Probably just because I didn't have the time to play everything, but I recall it as being one of the bigger ones. Could be wrong on that front, though. Bonk. Come on. You can hit a little chicken, buddy. It's fine. There we go. I love it when RPGs let you suicide like that for some more masochistic reasoning. Oh, you're a mean one, aren't you, Omega? Not sure why you're there. You might be guarding something. But in this game, at least, you can't really kill active players without, like, dragging mobs onto them. Which is probably the best way of explaining how it all works. This one was pretty fun, but I'm not a very competitive person. In fact, I'm averse to that, especially PvP. Fair. PvP is a bit of a shit show if you're not necessarily into the feeling of it. And MMOs tend to be based on... There we go. Tend to be based on that, so you can see where that goes. Yeah. I know things like Guild Wars 2 tends to have a relatively good PvP scene nowadays. And I'm pretty sure that Final Fantasy XIV's is at least decent now, but definitely one of the harder ones to keep up with nowadays. Oh, actually, yeah, we do want to kill you. Let's see. Oh, nice. We'll take that. Some milk. Let's see. Actually, I used to like making builds around that idea, where you can just have a guy with an elemental resistance, have him tank in the middle of a giant AoE field. Oh, that is mean. That's incredibly mean, Omega. Is that you just pairing up with a buddy, then? Or are you actively pulling in mobs that do the AoEing and you just tank it with your Crusader or something like that? I'm realizing I actually got a relatively okay tool to hit stuff with. That. Bonk. Let's see, it works in any system. I came up with the idea in Dragon Age Origins. Would you count Origins as an MMO? I don't think so. At least not on the standard rates. Just one. I'm gonna have to find where the best... Yeah, it's fine, don't worry. I'm gonna push a cart eventually. Doesn't need to be an MMO. True. You can just kind of screw around a little bit in a regular RPG and try to nuke everything with AoEs that you're just actively tanking. I thought I heard a Pecco egg. guess not. For example, get the armor that gets you 90% resistant to fire. Okay, good start. Then have your Morgan throw the giant fire nuke out while you just draw on the boss. Oh boy. I don't think that's quite a kamikaze play, but you definitely need to be careful when building things like that. I think that's how I cheese the base game. Oh, I can wager. I mean, whenever you're throwing a giant fireball at anything, you're usually a little bit worse for wear anyhow. Even if they would be able to tank it in the first place. Oh. Okay, cool. We'll take that. Let's see. Then it was so well established in my system by the expansion that it made it the whole thing felt pretty free. Oh boy. I would be a little bit concerned if it was feeling super free, but hey, I mean, I guess it's an option, so no super harm or foul. There we go. Surprised I haven't seen the boss drop on the map yet. Dude. Come here, you. I can't say that I've done anything like that myself, just because when I tend to play... I guess I play more action RPG-esque games, so I usually just try and make the characters as fast as humanly possible. Just because having a character that actively punches out 300 times a second is just funny, and you get to see all the little numbers fly up. I'd say it's fun at the end of the day. Oh. You're not allowed to have my chocolate, buddy, I'm sorry. If I can't play a game in some effed up way, it wasn't designed to be played, I generally don't play it. Well, I mean, it's good to at least shoot for it when you have the opportunity to, but I can't say that I'm actively looking for that playstyle when I'm actually doing a game. Not that it's a bad idea or anything, just I tend to play it in a little bit more of a casual-ish, safe-ish way, where I'm kind of just coasting along the lines. Dude. Goodbye to you, good sir. I haven't applied that same basic strategy at FTL. Or I'd make a boarding party and actively set the enemy ship on fire at the same time. A little cruel, I'll be honest. But I suppose it could be worse. I've been looking for Pecco eggs most of this time. There's definitely not a ton of them, is there? FTL is another one of those games that I realistically should play at some point. I'm 90% sure that I have it, but I just haven't really installed it or fiddled around with it ever. Because conceptually it's a good game, but... There you go. Conceptually it's a very good game, but it's just not one that I necessarily pick up super often. Oh, if you haven't played it, then play it at least once or twice. Well, I mean, yeah, you'd want to play it at least once or twice, because it's functionally a roguelite. Goodbye, little chicken. Because at least when it comes down to it, you're going to screw around a little bit, figure out how the game works, and you're going to understand it on maybe like the third or fourth run, just what you're trying to do. Right, all the thief event things. I don't want to screw with those too much. There's so much variety to it. Well, I mean, variety is definitely the spice of life. And even though the ending's pretty much always the same, it's the journey that's always different. Well, at least when it does come to roguelites, you generally want the journey to be the enjoyable part. Because at least when it comes down to things like... I haven't actually seen a Noisor run be finished, I'll be completely honest with you. But when you're doing a Binding of Isaac run, there's like, what, 5 to 6 endings you can technically get? And you see them a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the important part. Because if anything, that's just a check mark that you're putting off. Come on. Silly system. Let's see here. Oh, that's an angry bird. Hello. I would like to fight you. For the sake of mobile game supremacy. There we go. We'll take you. Let's see. I'm still surprised I'm having trouble finding the eggs. Another angry chicken, though. There we go. I don't know whether FTL got on alternate endings with the last major update. I didn't know a lot of... Oops. Give me that. Much better. Let's see. With the last major update, it didn't have a lot of time put in that version. Ew. Well, that's not good, Omega. That kind of sounds like you need to step up your game a little bit and actually play it again. Pop. I'd love to get your card, because I'm sure the drops card still sells at least decently well. Game's being quite silly. Come on. You can do it, game. You're not that slow. Oh boy. That's not good. I can't actually increase my stats or move. Probably gonna get kicked off the server here in just a quick second, so let's just see what happens. Oh no, there we go. And it did apply my clicks. Interesting. Okie doke. It'll probably take me 8 hours completing a run at this point. Why 8 hours exactly? Because, like, I understand that FTL's runs can be relatively long, but, like, it's not that long. Well, considering my strat usually needs so much micromanaging. What? I mean, setting yourself on fire doesn't take that much effort. Anyone can do it, Omega. You pause a lot? Yeah. I guess if you pause a lot, you can't exactly fight that. What? Treat it like chess. I don't think I've ever seen anyone try and treat a roguelite game as chess, but I guess FTL and Slay the Spire would be along those lines, wouldn't it? Like halfway there on the eggs. So I need to be paying a little bit more attention for those. Very hard to see. Just a sitting still egg. There we go. Lovely. It would actually be interesting to watch people play chess again. Because I remember playing it back in the day, but I'm pretty sure there are at least people who end up just streaming chess, since we've got chess.com and all that. So that would be something that I could probably do when I need to just chill and not have to think for a while, to be completely honest with you. And maybe that'll actually let me remember how to play it. Because goddamn, it has been a while since I've actually played regular chess. Goodbye, sir. There we go. Damn, another old one that serves my return is Mountain Blade. I mean, usually you'd probably want to make your sword out of, you know, steel instead of mountain, but... to you. You do your own thing, Omega. I'm not here to stop you. There we go. Come here, Eggy boy. I can't say Mountain Blade is one that I've actually touched either, now I'm thinking about it. If only because of the fact that I don't think I ever actually bought it, and I'm thinking on it. I'd have to double check, I think. I'm just gonna kill you since you're a one-hitter anyways. That and FTL still probably have the most hours logged on Steam. I mean, definitely not bad ones to have as your top games, Omega. I think on my side, at least in terms of not this Steam account, because obviously I've spent far less time on this one, but on my other Steam account, I believe Terraria is my most played game, at about 900 hours or so, followed by, I believe, TF2. Long-standing records. Yeah, at least when it comes to the bigger games, you do kind of expect them to stay there. Otherwise, it'd be a little bit silly if you somehow kind of peak after playing such long-form RPGs and screwing around in roguelites. It'd be a little bit weird if Rocket League just kind of popped over top and kind of capped your top 10. There we go. Although I have definitely seen it done before, where people just hard shift games and then they are just immediately, well, they're immediately just trying to ace a singular kind of game instead of worrying about the variety that they have. I checked, it's not exactly what I remembered. Uh-oh. Omega, you're gonna have to clean off that RAM, buddy. Can't be forgetting your Steam top 10, that'd be sacrilegious. Gabe Newell will come to your home and tell you that Half-Life 3 isn't real. Oh, there it is. Come over here. Pop and pop. Oh, nice, the Force slot rod. I'll take that. Let's see, Mountain Blade, 898 hours. Warband, 816 hours. Boot. And then Dow. Wow, that's a heavy drop, actually. How did you go from Mountain Blade at 800 hours to Dow at 575? Sure everything's rolling relatively right there on your Steam page, Omega? Then FTL only at 175? Well, I mean, that kind of just screams that you need to, like, play it. Listen to your Steam page and get those numbers up, buddy. Come on. Pop. My top 3 are Rimworld, Stardew Valley, and City Skylines, although that's all just negligible. I'd say that's a relatively good top 3 to have none. I'm trying to remember what my full top 3 are, but it's definitely between Terraria, TF2, and one other thing that might be slightly negligible. Because I spent an unnecessary amount of time in Terraria. I need, I think, one more Pecco egg. It's funny that my number 5 is the Blackheart with 96, and I only found that game last year. Hey, I mean, when it comes down to it, Omega, if your numbers are that low for your top 5 already, then, realistically speaking, that's not a bad thing. And then everything's complete but the Chon-Chons, which would be a Geffen Warp. Geffen. Lovely. Huh. Not sure why people have Master Rings as pets, but sure. Doot. And then mostly games that have a lot of modding options. I mean, that's not a bad thing, Non. Considering your field of expertise, having games that are super easily moddable at least makes sense. Because you want to customize an experience to make it applicable for you. Which I wouldn't exactly think City Skylines is one of those, but I've seen at least the heavy amounts of DLC for that one, so... A lot of these weird monsters can only do 1 damage to nowadays as well. Not sure why that exists, to be honest with you. There we go. Goodbye, cockroach. City is extremely moddable. Really? I guess it's something I should probably keep an eye on, then. It'd be interesting, for sure. Now, where are the Chons? And where's anything, for that matter, actually? Methinks the game might be lagging slightly. Because I should have at least run into something. I guess here's a question for you, Non, since you at least do have a good amount of time in Cities Skylines. But, do you play with the Disasters DLC on? Or is that a no-go, just because of the tedium of it? Where are all the other mods? Or mons? Hello? I'm looking for horseflies to beat up. Not a butterfly. From buildings to UI elements and gameplay to AI changes? I know I've seen people actively try to work with the roads in City Skyline, because those can be a little bit janky. I'm assuming there's just a mod to hard-boiled and fix it. Just that way I don't have to think about it too hard. Cool, I can kill those. I tend not to play with disasters on, at least at first. I like to get my city well crafted before the disasters start going off. I mean, it's definitely not a bad thing to do. I feel like it's more annoying just having... Dude, the disasters on from the start, if only because that tends to make things incredibly hard for you. Because you're just trying to build your first road in your first school, and oh no, a meteor drops on your first school, whatever you to do. There are multiple mods to change driving behavior. Makes sense. And be able to have finer control over traffic in general. Traffic is really just a hot button issue when it comes to cities, isn't it? Like, I don't necessarily disagree with it, but... Oh, nice green lime. That might actually be a good reason to hunt them in drag right here, to be honest. But at least when I played it, because I've put, I think, like 40 hours into it, maybe. Just doing, like, random stuff and making just fun little weird cities like Pokeballs and such. There we go. But traffic always just seemed like a weird hot topic issue where you can talk to it about people, but people will just immediately get angry at it no matter what happens. Come on back, you can do it. As well as things like super fancy interchanges, roundabout generators. So just all around fairly good things at the end of the day, which I'm sure people just want and like. Also, considering that's supposed to be my general messages chat, I should be getting rid of the battle messages in that. Click this tiny button. No. We don't need that. Thank you. There we go. I used to play cities as an event when traffic is really bad coming home from work. That seems... I'm not sure if ironic is actually the nice word for that. But if you're playing Cities Skyline because you're annoyed in traffic, that does not sound like the best solution, to be honest with you. Nice. I just gotta kill 9 more of those, and considering it's the first... Oh. No, I guess someone's just cleared out that first area. That's fine. Lovely. I can just mess with roads as I like to improve traffic. Technically true, yeah. There we go. I guess it's just kind of cathartic in that sense then, just so that way you don't have to think super hard about it, right? Almost at level 10, which means I can probably grab my cart now anyways. Dude. Oof. It's a good feeling to see a whole road just suddenly move smoothly after fixing a backup. I guess it is functionally like unclogging a drain at the end of the day, so yeah, I can see the catharsis in that. Dude. Hi, buddy. Oh, Jesus, yeah, we're in Mandragora country now. Hey there, I'm just gonna cut you down. These are also the angry plants that you would usually fight, as an FYI to anyone curious. Probably good to keep bumping that up a bit to 15. There we go. Also, the fact there's no construction time is a nice fantasy. I guess for roads, yeah, there's no actual construction time. But you do have to worry about, like, housing and such to be constructed. Which is a little bit of an issue, at least. Oh, that's right on the portal. Silly Mandragora. Then you're just regular lunatics, so I don't gotta worry about that. Oh boy. Is that a buffed Mandragora? A solid Mandragora. Okay. What? Oh, there's one there, you sneaky little bastard. Stupid thing. So let's see here. That's a hard Mandragora, or a solid one. Oh, they've got health. There we go. Oh, that gave you a lot of EXP. Okay, yeah, I'll just murder those. That's fine. Because one of the big causes of backup when I played was just all of the construction going on. I guess that does make sense, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Made a 30-minute drive. There we go. Made a 30-minute drive go up to like 2 hours at the worst of times. Ugh. Certainly not great, but... Also, I'm really noticing that that's a wee bit loud. Are the Mandragoras and stuff yelling louder than I am? I'd imagine we're still relatively fine, but... Oh, I didn't actually finish the buns. Whoops. That's fine. City Skyline might be something we do in the future, to be completely honest. Because I do like City Skylines, but it's kind of one of those games that I need to play either when my brain is just completely empty, or if I'm talking to other people anyways. So it might not be like a super bad idea, at least. Just thinking about it logically. Here to view. Audio seems good. Okay. Always gotta make sure. Here to him. Lovely. Mandragoras aren't actually super bad for our leveling right now. Oh, wait. You can come here, buddy. And I believe as... Whoops. There's a Chon-Chon here anyway. God damn it. Fine. Come here, you angry little plant bastard. we go. Much better. I believe there is also... That's true there. Dude. So, obvious hint. This place will murder you if you are not a ranged character. So I'm not even going to bother. They have way too much sniping potential, and I don't feel like dying in Geffen and just get sent back to Alberta right now. Up. Let's see here. I guess this is just saying complete because we're finishing stuff on this map. Because we technically finished these already anyways. Either way. City Skyline would be an interesting one to do, just to see if I remember how to even play it in the first place. And then we may be able to try and do some kind of a build, because I don't 100% recall, but there isn't like winter-based mapping, is there? City Skyline does not allow me to build the Snow Bunny Resort of my dreams. Oh, there are. Okay. Maybe that's something we'll do. That'll be at least an interesting... We can handle too. It'll be an interesting way to see what we can build. Oh boy. Don't like those extra earth attacks. But we do kind of have a relatively good mix of things going right now, so maybe when we get a bit more of a downturn, we can probably chuck that in there. There we go. There we go. They've had winter maps for a while, where you have to consider heating and such. Ah, okay. So that's when City Skylines becomes in... survival horror. That's the word I was looking for. Gotta work on your comedic timing, Jude. I'm trying to imagine, actually, what a city management sim like that would look like as a survival horror. Because you would functionally still have everything working the same, but you'd have to worry about the health and sanity of your citizens, instead of just worrying about yourself. Let's see here. Where are all the mayflies? Oh, good crit. Thank you. Here to view. Oh, am I done on the Chonchons? Whoops. I guess just butterfly home, head back to the Eden thing, hand in everything, and see what that actually gives us. Because there should be a warped... There it is. Warp to the Eden Guild here, just so we can hand in all those. Good. Also, hi there, Isis. Always nice to have a naked snake lady in your game. Yeah, people are logging in now. Okay, hi there, everybody. New person walking through. Don't mind me, please, and thank you. Shoot. And then all of these. Looks like they give base EXP mostly instead of job EXP, which is kind of sad. Thought that actually give us job EXP. Agility? There. Let's see. It's on the second job board. Hornet, Condor, Grasshopper Legs from Rockers, Wormtail, Spore, Pest Control. Oh wow, there's a lot. Okay. Sure, we can grab all those. I guess send us back to Prontera, and we can do rocker stuff. And social distancing? Oh, there's no social distancing in Ragnarok Online, Omega. Why would there be social distancing in Ragnarok Online? That'd be silly. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about the cart. There. Hello, Kafra. May I have my cart, please? There. Man, I remember when you had to pay to play this game. Yeah, it's honestly been a hot minute at the end of the day. But welcome in, Saito. Hopefully the evening's running well. I've been a mite bit nostalgic lately, so memory has kind of just said that I wanted to play this. But how are things on your side so far? Are you at least enjoying everything? Yeah, just go to Frontera. It's fine. Hope you're well. I'm doing okay. Conceptually speaking, my back does hurt today, but I think that's just because I slept mildly funny, so there's a tightness that just does not want to go away, as much as I would like it to go away. But how are things on your side, Saito? Life treating you well? Hopefully the warm weather is not melting you already, and all that Tanuki fur that you gotta worry about. Oops. Forgot those are one-click shops. Oh wait, actually. I need to do hornet hunting as well. I can go out the west gate. That's relatable, yeah. Kind of forgot to fall asleep last night, so I need a small bit extra sleep. Oh, other side of rain for today. Oh, lucky. Honestly, it'd be nice to get some of the rain, just because I know when it comes down to the heat lately, it can always be a little bit hit and miss. As rough as that usually is, anyways. But hopefully speaking, we won't have to worry about it too hard. Doo-doo-doo. Hello, random people who are just chilling and shopping and seeing how fancy you can make yourselves look. Come on. Get up there. There we go. It's a bit better. But I guess aside from that, what have you been up to lately, Saito? Haven't been able to drop by your streams in a hot minute, so I am a mite bit behind on the archive lore. Goodbye bees. Or hornets, rather. You generally want to save the bees. You generally don't want to worry about hornets. Where are you? I can hear you. And then, can I kill you? Apparently we can. Okay. I'll take that. Totally okay. Life hasn't been treating my personal time super kindly, so I've just been having to delay my next lore stream. Oh. Well, certainly sorry to hear that. That's the sad face. Certainly sorry to hear that, Saito. Hopefully speaking IRL can leave you alone for a little bit so you can actually get working on that, though. Up. Not too shabby. Would actually be a relatively good change of pace to get some lore out on my side, too, to be completely honest with you. Hi, thief bugs. Jesus. We are not ready to fight those things yet. But at least when it does come down to it, or do you think you'll at least have some fun when you're going to be able to get to writing it? Because it definitely feels worse when it feels like it's kind of an obligation, right? There we go. I believe you are the fancy one. Yep. You're the event-based friend. We just gotta poke you till you die. And I'm gonna have to fight you anyways, so hi, buddy. I'd like my chocolate, please. Kindly don't murder me. Thank you. Get rid of all that. I've been having fun with it so far. Just this time around, time got in the way. Oh, it'd be nice to actually punch old Father Time in the face, just so that way you don't have to worry about it too much then. Maybe one of these days you'll be able to get something to deal them. There we go. At least when you think about it, if you're able to punch Father Time in the face, that's at least gratifying and or cathartic, if I'm thinking of the right word. Bop. EXP-wise, that's not even that good for how much damage we're taking. Oh, this is bad. Hi, Mr. Thief Bug. Please don't murder me. Yay. This is the problem when you can't nuke the big things. At least not yet. Let's see here. Maybe get Dex up. I think someone sprayed aerosol in the hallway again. That's not comfortable. I'm pretty sure the build that I'm doing, I do need to get Mammonite up to 10 anyways, so... Sure. Mammonite will just be used when we need to fight the bigger things, because that costs money, and that's not fun. Although 100 Zenny cost isn't too bad for right now. Yeah, it's just a bit of a problem. I've got a weirdly sensitive sniffer when it comes down to perfumes and such. Is this official servers or private? Oh, this is official servers. That's why we've been going for 2 hours and we're only level 15. I realistically probably should do this on a private server just to make life a little bit easier on myself, but Steam was just kind of the easiest way to set it up at the end of the day, so I was kind of fine to sticking to that. Yeah, we can do this. Oh, we're actually done hunting the hornets. I guess we can move south to the rockers? Silly thief bugs. I mean, it's also dependent on if you want to take your time to grind or not. That is true. Considering this is a fairly long-term MMO, and this kind of just turns into a just chatting stream if you're not careful, the grind is definitely not a bad thing, but I feel like a lot of people just kind of like listening to me idle and talk. Elusive. Huh. What's special about elusive? I guess not much. Rude little bastard. Not even gonna bother fighting you because there's too many of you around right now. But when it comes to official server IRO Ragnarok Online, obviously fair warning to anyone who may want to try this, it is mildly slow, as most MMOs tend to be, but you definitely feel it in Ragnarok Online, since it's a wee bit laggy too, which is not the best combination at the end of the day. You guys gang up too? You do? Okay, noted. I will just swat you out of the sky then, because the hornets are bastards. Not too bad. Welcome in, scammer. There's not a server command for this, just because I'm playing on, like, the base IRO servers right now, but welcome in. I actually played it in a private server to try and see if I would get into it, but the issue was that it was a high-rate server. Admittedly, if you're getting into a high-rate server, yeah, you do kind of need to, not calm down with it, but you are kind of worrying a little bit about going too quickly, which is at least a bit of a problem. Since I know that Ragnarok Online is definitely a bit easier when you can understand what's going on and immediately hopping into a high-rate server, that tends to not end super well because you're just immediately hopping jobs in like 5 minutes because you killed one thing in the field. Which is always a little bit of a problem. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. That is usually the fun of it, isn't it? I usually only hopped down, or I hopped up, rather, to high-rate servers, if only because of the fact that I was feeling bored and had maybe a weekend to do things. So it's kind of just nice to fiddle around with a high-ranking, or high-rate server and just enjoying what they add to them. Pop. Oh, nice. Was not expecting the job level up. There. Probably should keep that as a potential oh shit button, though, shouldn't I? Good. You are an expensive skill. Hey there, Izo. Welcome in. Hopefully the evening's running well on your side. Lovely. Need to get dinner going, Lurkin? No worries there, Saito. Enjoy your foods. We'll be here. Probably just beating up these event quest things to boost our level up a bit, to be honest with you. I'm assuming job level will just kind of follow. But how are things on your side, Izo? I feel like you've been a wee bit preoccupied today, so I haven't really been able to talk much with you. We're just here beating up rockers. Maybe we'll get lucky and get the headgear. That way we can look like a nice little alien. And that's always fun. Oh. Do kind of need those, though. There we go. Hi there, little man. Gotta be a little bit careful with the little men, apparently. They're elusive little bastards. I've been sick for most of the day? Ugh. That's certainly not good. Well, I guess at the very least, welcome to the cabin. Apologies they have to be sick on a Thursday of all days, but I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. The world kind of just says, go fuck yourself, which I'd say is a relatively normal situation. Let me pick up my thing. There we go. Get rid of you. And I guess just to explain what we are building, Izo, is I'm not 100% certain on your level of Ragnarok Online knowledge, but we are trying to build a butcher smith right now, slowly but surely. We'll be able to beat down all of our enemies with very fast two-handed axe attacks to give a giant middle finger to whatever we're actually fighting. Next to 0. Okay, makes sense. So to explain a little bit better then, we're taking the class that is usually better known for its crafting materials and turning it into a battle class, because that's technically allowed. Because fuck you, I have an axe. Pop. Yeah, man. Beat the bad down. Oh, we're actually done with the rockers already. That's actually surprising that I'm done with them already. Yeah, see, Omega's got the idea. Just gotta get the axe out and make sure to chop everything down to pieces. You've only played Ragnarok 2. Oh no. I am so sorry for your loss. Ragnarok on 2 is not meant to be played by human eyes. Because I remember Ragnarok 2. That thing fell immediately into the frying pan and died. Also, apologies. Welcome in, Pink. Hopefully the evening's turning well on your side so far. Night's going okay. Back does hurt a little bit, so we are just trying to keep an eye on that to make sure that I'm not, like, completely hurting myself. Oh, that was a regular level up, not a skill one. Silly me. There we go. Is that the one with Thor in it? I mean, you're not exactly off, Omega. Thor is indeed sent. Oh god. Well, that's an interesting thing to do. I'm not sure if that's for the Acolyte to level, or if there's... Yeah, it's for the Acolyte to level. Okay. That's fine. That's probably the better way of doing it. Dude. So yeah, you'll actually... This is a relatively good note of what happens in this game sometimes, but there are people who will run 2 instances of Ragnarok Online, so that way they can level alt characters. So you'll have a high-ranking, like, knight class, or just someone who's tanky, and just carry around a bunch of little mobs and keep aggro, while someone who's not necessarily used to fighting can just kind of, like, poke it down without having to worry too much about investing into it. Could be better, to be honest. Well, sorry to hear that, Pink. You are welcome to kind of sit here and chat while we are going around murdering stuff. I should realistically see what we need to murder right now. Condor, grasshopper legs, wormtail, spore. Sounds like we need to head to Payon. 20 thief bug eggs in the western culvert of Prontera. Okay. I guess we should probably just get the sewers out of the way so we can get that going. Oh, hi there, Mitchie. Welcome in. Hopefully the evening's running well on your side so far. We're just having some fun screwing around in Ragnarok Online right now. Also, rip that acolyte. I would resurrect you if I wasn't, you know, a merchant. Silly leveling systems. But let's see. What are we specifically doing? I guess we're just trying to do idle questing, just to level up our character a little bit. Seeing how far we can actually get in one night, and 2 hours, level 10 is definitely not too bad, at least. But anything fun happening in the Mitchieverse? I'm assuming you're still relatively well elated with the fact that you were able to spend some IRL time with Alora, but I'm not sure if there's anything else been fun going on in the life of our lovely little fox friend? I've never actually checked what your animal pieces are relating to, so now would probably be the best time to ask. Just gonna bonk you two while I'm here. Probably not getting money from these quests. Do. There we go. Please let me go back to Prontera. I need to investigate the sewers, please and thank you. The fact that everything in here just mobs up on you is silly. Gonna have to be a wee bit careful with them, to be completely honest. Now let's see here. I guess another way of functionally leveling would be to get Cart Revolution, because that's not a skill you put points into, that's just kind of one you get, if I recall. Decoration, change cart. Yeah, it is a quest-based one. I'm gonna have to look into that to see how I even get that, because I don't think it's the same as back in the day. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure if I just go up to the guy here, he's gonna yell at me that I don't have permission to come in, right? So I'm gonna need to go into... yeah, Culvert Campaign. Visit the register located at the 11 o'clock direction of Prontera. Yeah, okay, it's still in the same place then. That's fine. Also, hello. I can sell stuff to you. Let's see here. Get rid of the Jalopy and the Bird Feather Talon. The Eggshell Hat I don't care about. Shell. Thankfully, cake is expensive. Candy, not so much. Gotta be a little bit careful to just keep the grasshopper legs, as that's at least part of the quest. Here. There. That's not too bad. Nice clean 12,000. Let us do a bit of Mammonite spamming if we ever need it. Let's see. What else has been happening in the life of Jude? There hasn't really been a ton lately, just because I've been working and getting stuff done. Ow. Considering we're back in Frontier at the very least, why don't we take a quick break just that way I can stand up and stretch a little bit better with what I've currently got. There we go, that's fine. And then I'll be back in a few minutes at the very least. Shoot. So make sure to take care of yourselves, please, and thank you. And I'll be back in a bit. Oh, that's the wrong screen. You apparently have the best timing on that, Omega. So I just got back the second you actually claimed that. Let's see here. Sorry, I had Satan points. Well, I suppose if you have Satan points, I can't exactly ignore the ruling, so that's understandable at least. Which one do you pick? 15-5? One's 15-5. Antinomy of Common Flowers. I feel like we've played this one before, but it probably has been a hot minute. Oh yeah, this is one of the widescreen games too. I forgot about this. You played it once before, but your translation was busted? Yeah, that's fair. I also apparently turned the volume down, which is a little bit weird. Let's see where this actually sits layer-wise. Okay, that sits over top of it. Huh. Why does Ragnarok Online sit over top of everything? You are also not reading the right file, I'm noticing. There we go, got it. And I found myself really liking the soundtrack for this one, even though I couldn't understand a word of the text. Well, I mean, we are kind of at the 15th or the 15th bracket of the games, so I mean, it makes at least some sense that you would end up liking the music a bit more. Yeah, that's a bit easier. Alright, so which game is this again? Is this the like tag team fighter? Yes, the tag team fighter. Oh boy, I don't remember how to play this at all. What modes do we have? Is the tag fighter that everyone hates? It's weird. I can imagine that it's a little bit weird, yeah. Especially considering the character roster. Sure. And then I guess we can do Byakuren Tenchi? Sure. And then random and random. Let's see if we can actually figure out the controls for this. So this is the same special as before. Depending on what you're doing, that does different effects. This is your basic melee attack, which has various directionals tied to it. Y'all can probably not hear me. Good spook music, though. Let's see here. Do we have multi-directional, or is it just base directional? Oh, why is the swap? Right, I guess this is a tag fighter. That makes sense, you can swap. Oh. Interesting mix. Noted. And start is your hard shield? I'm sorry, controller. What are these setups that you have already? Let's see here. Interesting mix. Alright, well, we'll do an arcade mode at the very least, just to see how this plays, but... At least I'm assuming we can do just basic arcade. No, this is just 1v1. You'd have to do story to do decently long chains, wouldn't you? Really? Raishin Usagi and Doremi. That's a weird combo. Solace, you may know a little bit more about the lore. Why would we have Raishin and Doremi? That's conceptually incredibly weird, actually. I'll just go with Byakuren and her ever-present boyfriend/girlfriend. You have no idea. Okay, so it's just this game having some fun then. Makes sense. Oh, right. Ichiren's actually under Byakuren, aren't they? Yeah, we do have proper working translation this time. I did make sure to figure it out. Up. Hi. Just gonna charge up, because these bots are a little bit silly. Nope. There we go. I will admit, I like fighting as Byakuren in these games. Most of the time. Do I have to bonk the shield? Ow. The Ichiren. Ow. There we go. Let's see. Nope, that's not working. Nope. Yeah, that's about right. Sorry, Byakuren. Also, I can't imagine why anyone would hate this game, Omega. There we go. Much better. I beat the first story on Lunatic like it was free and unlocked the story with that kin character. And it was impossible for me to even see the tag mate was Moko, so I gave up on it. Time to pass out. Alright, sounds good, Solace. Apparently everything's just eating my emotion commands today. But have a good night, Solace. We'll talk with you later, buddy. Try to not hurt yourself like I did waking up today. But at the very least, when it does come down to it, I don't have the best usage of tag fighters, I'll be honest. So, I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to things like 15.5. Ow. There we go. But I do at least half remember playing the other fighting game and really liking Byakuren's kit. So if I can just stick with Byakuren, that tends to help a good bit. Also, this part blows major chunks. There we go. I didn't really like the feel of the tag system here. Whoops. Ow. Come on. Oh, right, it auto-swapped me to Miko. Okay, that's fine. There we go. I have a feeling that you can probably attack the masks, and that's what I'm missing, but... There we go. I stuck with a character that felt better, and you share the same health bar, so it's like, what the point? You do kind of share the same health bar, but your partner can get knocked out relatively easily, I'm finding. Also that can happen. What's my button for actually activating my special powers, now that I'm thinking about it? Up. There we go. Bring in danger, children. Will say, there is a slight bit of jank to this one, though. Not having the Y feels weird, because you do have to manually kind of tap in your dodges. Oh, hey, it's Tenchi. And the mini-me. Hi, mini-me. Alright, and Fuko's just kind of following us now. During this portion of the story, at least. That's not too bad. Nope. There we go. Hello. I'm not even sure what I did there. That looked like a command grab almost. Plop. Nope. Nope. You know what? I'll take that. Sorry, Tenchi. Although I'm probably going to feel worse about what you're about to do with this. Never mind. Bop, bop, bop. Just need to poke your shield a little bit, Tenchi. So don't mind me. Bop, bop. A little more. Oh, wow. You actually just don't want to lose that shield. There we go. And there goes the heaven. If only Iku was in this game as well, then they can at least pair up Iku and Tenchi. Rain, you really gotta stop dying on me there. Too strong for an opening act. Oh, yeah, right, you actually got the proper villains in their storyline, don't you? Oh, no you don't. Hi, Yukari. Silly old maid. And this is the one fight where there's just someone on her own, which is weird. So she's like the only character I'm pretty sure you fight that's just her, which feels incredibly weird and just foreign. There we go. I just mashed on her and she died. Yeah, I'm noticing that, to be honest with you. I'm assuming the next phase will actually be hard, but... Oh boy, that's actually Danmaku. Pop. Ah, she does have a shield. Okay. Also, you knocked out... Wait, what? Slave does not... What? What do you mean Slave does not hit Black Bullet? What the hell does that mean? There we go. That doesn't even make sense in English either. Admittedly, it does kind of just feel like a translation error, but... Ow. Rude little demon. Rude little portal demon, rather. But yeah, the English translation for this game is just weird, because you've got the translation in the text bubble, but then you've got something completely different in the actual subs on the bottom. That's the main complaint I really have with 15.5. Okay, this is the actual end boss. Also, it's nice to see the three sisters paired up with Reiko. That's actually pretty a good touch. Hi, June. Or June, rather. The rich girl of the Toho universe, glammed out in all of her gold and glamour. And then it takes them a bit, but eventually we get her sister as well. Oh yeah, they technically just fight as one unit, don't they? Hi, Shion. Poor girl's just affected by about as many curses as Hina is, to be honest with you. Wop. Let's see. Oh. No. Did you really knock out my Byakuren already? You sack of garbage. There we go. I like doing this pair for the story mode, but I would prefer to keep... Ow. Byakuren out where I can. There we go. Just gonna take advantage of that. Oh boy. Flop. Gonna have to say no. Thankfully that attack's not super bad. Pop. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. If you tag in your buddy, they just get knocked out for a couple hits, but it never happens to your first. But what if... Oh, right, this. I hate this part. Come on. There we go. Hi. Please stop throwing money at me. Yeah, and there goes Byakuren again, so now we have to do this with Miko instead. And I guess that means I just lose. Whoops. At least not that I know of. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your quote-unquote main character is able to just kind of stick throughout the whole fight without any problems, but whenever you have your little buddy out, that tends to be the problem. So at least when you're in the story mode, I feel like they gave you a choice and I just kind of skipped it, but I would prefer to have Byakuren in my main slot and then just have Miko as a backup, if anything were to go horribly wrong. What is your shot again? Ow. You just throw your sister at me? Wop. How rude of her. She just threw her sister at me. Does that mean I can't, like, switch or something? And one more? Ah, almost. There we go. Her sister's what? Kind of like a curse or something? Her sister is the poverty god specifically, so she's not exactly cursed, but she does have, like, a bunch of... There we go. Like, recall stamps on her, which tends to become a bit of a problem, but... Come on. Let me punch your bubble. Ah, damn. That would be enough. There we go. There we go. Friggin' one more phase. At least I think there's one more phase. Yep. Okay, so she just automatically forces you off of your main. That's not cool. I also can barely see what's going on. There we go. There we go. Oh no, she's stealing my partner. That's what she did. And I just can't use hers. That's rude. Yeah, there I go. I also still haven't the faintest clue what I'm supposed to do with my special bar. Like, I know that it's full, but I can't activate it. Like, unless I'm supposed to hit everything. God damn it. Good enough. So there we go. There's a round of 15-5. I don't like 15-5 very much. The controls are mildly janky. But we at least have it working in English, so that's at least pretty cool. But they get to go back to their respective temples, knowing that they have at least bonded a little bit, and that the shippers around the world will try to put them together like they're a wedded couple. Just in estranged houses, really. Let me get this back up in place. There. And that can go down under that. Ragnarok line. Yeah, that's at least the fun with 15.5. Conceptually, it's not bad, but it does need a wee bit of tweaking just to make sure it doesn't, like, get completely out of hand. But no harm, no foul, really. They did a relatively good job with trying to make a tag team battle, but with most game development, there just comes some needs to do some tweaking, right? its movement is just really unorthodox. Admittedly, yeah, the movement is a little bit weird, but you can kind of get used to the movement directly, at the very least, within... Who do I talk to for this, actually? No, not you. Irregular Knight. You look like a... No. Recruiter? This might be it. Yay. Now I can actually go in there. Cool. But there was the other fighting game that's just like the single fighter game that has the exact same movement system, right? That's a little bit easier for it to work off of. It's a cat. I shouldn't be in here yet. Okay, that is a talking NPC. That's alright. Come on. Use it. There we go. Yes, Ulil, just think it's 14.3. Makes sense. Too many numbers. Just how going down is basically a jump in the opposite direction. Takes effort to get used to it. I mean, yes, but that is kind of just the fun when you're trying to figure out a new fighting game. It's just what actually works and what doesn't. Friggin' hat. That looks like death. Well. Probably shouldn't be in the Prontera culverts just yet. That mildly hurts. Doot doot doot. When the familiars can one-shot you, that's usually a bad sign. Two. That's it. What does this do for me? Let's see, defense 2. It's got a set bonus with that, which I don't have. Okay. 14.3 is impossible spell card. Tisk Omega. I can't believe you'd get confused with impossible spell card. Not like we don't play that one a crap ton as well. Kick me over to Payon, if you could. And then we'll just kind of save here for a moment. Because we'll have to do a good amount of stuff here, too. There, save. Much better. What other Toho games have we really played a lot of? We've played a lot of Impossible Spell Card. We play a lot of Soko. We've played a bit of Scarlet Devil, just because that's kind of the standard one folks ask for when it comes down to, like, a Toho game you should just play for the sake of playing. I'd criticize Toho for fractional numbers, but at least it's orderly and not making stuff up like Zerd. Yeah, I'd say that's a relatively good blame on... Dude. Oh wow, someone's been here. It's a relatively good blame on Guilty Gear's front, but they are just there to sound cool, right? They're not there to make sense. Because if anything, it's just always running off of the rule of cool. Without having to worry about too much, really. There's apparently been someone just killing stuff out here, not picking anything up. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'll just sell all this off later. Don't. Grab that. Because what else does not Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear actually have to it? You've got Surd, you've got Strive right now, which conceptually speaking, Strive is just a weird name in general for a fighting game. Strive, you'd feel, would be like the prequel and or successor to Journey, just depending on how you actually want to view that game. Journey is actually one I'm thinking of that I haven't played yet. Probably should one of these days, to be completely honest. Although I'm not sure if that's really a good stream game. It might be. Not 100% certain on that one, to be completely honest. Okay, this is the map that I want. Snacks and mushrooms. Hi, mushroom. Gotta love the nice little squeaky sounds. Cute. But it looks like I only need to kill the spores. I don't need to worry about the snakes while I'm here. Hi, buddy. You're probably a little bit safer to fight than the Prontera Culvert stuff right now. Good. We'll take that, thank you. Also, how is this looking EXP-wise? Snake. Ooh, that's a sliver. Okay. So probably don't want to be here for super long. Oh, Wormtails. I also need to fight you guys. There we go. Oh, nothing. Okie doke. No, don't need to fight the mushroom. That's fine. What other games have fairly weird sounding names in this day and age? Because Guilty Gear Zerd is definitely up there, but I guess Under Night technically has a fairly funky name, if you're looking at it the right way, right? Because Under Night In Birth doesn't really make you think fighting game, that just makes you think you're late at a hospital. And Blaze Blue. I mean, Blaze Blue can at least make some sense, since fire can at least be blue. Or at the very least, it's just weird when it's blue. Please attack the mushroom. Basically any Arc 6 game. You're not wrong. Most Arc 6 games tends to be a little bit funky-dunk when it comes down to it. Item appraisal. I don't think I need to worry about item appraisal. Does it require discount 3? I probably should get overcharge going. I'm pretty sure the 3 that you max out is Pushcart, Mammonite, and Overcharge, and then you just kind of fill in the rest as you need. What other games does Arc 6 actually have under their belt? Because they've got the Persona Arena Ultramax games, which people are desperately hoping for. Oh, speaking of, World of Empyrean announcement. They've got the Persona fighting games that they desperately want one of 5 for, which I'm not sure why they would want a Persona 5 fighting game. It's not like that game's been milked to death like 4. Oh, I need to keep an eye out for wormtails as well, don't I? A week ago, I heard someone notable pronounce it BlazBlue, and it had me questioning my perception of reality. Well, I mean, depending on how you ask, or who you ask, rather, people might think that BlazBlue is a little bit blah. Or blasé, depending on how you actually want to pronounce it. It might also just be an accent thing, to be honest, but... If you say it's someone notable, I'll put faith in you, but... You gotta be a wee bit careful about it. I think the question mark is... yeah. Hi, Mushroom Buddy. I would like to bust your nuts, please. There we go. So we've got BlazBlue, we've got the Persona Ultramax, we've got Under Night In-Birth. I'm pretty sure the Akatsuki games are not tied under ArcSys, right? I think it was in one of their announcement videos too. It was really weird. Well, I mean, I guess if it's in their announcement videos, that's not exactly something you can fight, but... realistically, you'd probably want to make sure that the company that is repping everything is... the company that's repping everything is just doing their best to pronounce things logically. Hi, Spore Buddy. Ooh, boy. That was definitely a little bit wide. Oh, hey, it's the big snake. Boa Ringleader. If you're a Boa Ringleader, where's your posse at, my dude? There we go. I'm pretty sure Akatsuki is not ArcSys, except for the crossover stuff. Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest. There we go. Then beat up the big one. Come on, girl, you can hit it. I'm going to assume they at least had fun incorporating the crossover content into Under Night, I think, has all the arcs. Well, Under Night has it, and then BlazBlue crossed battle, but that doesn't really count. Up. But I'm sure they had fun kind of just translating it into the games that they had. Because technically speaking, Akatsuki should fit relatively well with everything else. That's good EXP, actually. Because we ended up getting the main, like, Bleach OP Protag character and then Blitz Tank as our crossovers, right? Here we go. Come on. Give me my discounted shops, please and thank you. Oh, that's the default. Okay. Oh boy. I get petrified? Oh no, I got put to sleep with that attack. Well, that's slightly awkward. You feel like waking up anytime soon, girl? There you go. There we go. I think so. I get confused. Cross tag is just funny to me, like when someone plays Neko and Melty. Pop. Oh yeah, right, Melty Blood. Admittedly, yeah, if they could get Neko Arc and Melty Blood in Melty Blood, That's not the phrasing. If they could get Neko Arc in cross tag, they would probably at least have some fun with it. There we go. That's probably good on Vitality for now. I just need better armor. Do-do-do. Wander in the woods with no care in the world. Let's see here. Any more of you spiny bastards? You failed hedgehogs? Oops. There we go. Enough people to exist who want Neko Arc to appear in crossover in every game in existence. Yeah, but that is also partially just because of the fact that Neko Arc is the biggest meme to exist within the fighting game community. And if not the largest, she's up there, or it's up there. Especially considering there was just a dark form of Neko Arc that had a significantly deeper voice for no real reason, aside from just being there. There you go. But Neko Arc in general is just kind of a trope on the fighting game, so I'm fine with that. They have some fun with it, that's kind of what matters. No items? Okie doke. Yeah, I don't think there's any rational explanation for Neko Arc Chaos other than why not. I think that is just the rational explanation for him, to be honest. Neko Arc exists, so why not have a dark, edgy version of Neko Arc? That's really all you need, right? That, and they gave him just a weirdly sensual Chainsmoker voice to work with, so I mean, how can you fault the Chainsmoker cat? There's a Wormtail over here. Where'd you go? I think I took a round or two from Frank playing Dark Edgy Neko Arc. I mean, it's possible. Neko Arc was usable back in the day, but it definitely wasn't hard. Or it wasn't, like, the easiest wins possible. I think the newest Melty Blood may have, like, nerfed her down a lot, so if we did ever get Neko Arc Chaos and type Lumina, then we may be able to get a slightly better Neko Arc. Oh, am I done on those? I am done on Wormtails. Okay. Now I'm just here for the mushroom buddies, and I'm halfway there. It's a knowledge check, that's all. You don't get a lot out of it long term. That's a bit of a shame. But I guess it's not at least a bad thing to keep it in check, right? I'm pretty sure they're done with Neko Arc and type Lumina. I mean, why would you say that? There's only one in there right now. They can use at least one more. Too many of them were making it too deep in major tournaments. Well, that just seems like a skill issue on the player base, then. Because Neko Arc can't be too powerful, they just are Deadpool, and Deadpool's not strong whatsoever. Clearly. Here we go. Fine. Goodbye, Wormtail. There we go. Oh, 11 o'clock. Okay. Probably should just keep an eye on the time, if nothing else, so... Here, bunch of Wormtails, bunch of boas. Oh, I heard you. There we go. Not too shabby. go. I probably should also try and pen in some time to actually watch some of these fighting game tournaments. I definitely don't really give myself enough time to do it, but it may help in just learning some of the fighting games that we bring onto the channel. To both A, figure out who's actually good, and B, if I can actually figure out how to make them good. Good level up. There. I'll get strength up to 20, and then I'll work on agility. Yeah. But I guess thinking on it, you kind of mention Salty Arcade occasionally. I do notice that they at least do other kinds of fighting games, but is there anything I should be on the lookout for with them? Come on, you can do it. I could send you a list of channels that regularly host tournaments. That should work relatively well, yeah. There we go. There's the rest of the mushrooms. Come to Jude. Oh, that was the last one. Okie doke. That's not too bad. Salty Bet doesn't really count. That's all just Mugen stuff. Entertainment only. Is it just, like, bots controlling characters in Mugen, or are they actual people fighting in Mugen? Because that's just something I never really figured out. Pest control, thief bug eggs. Hunt 20 Muka. The cactus? Okay. And then the bats. Peko, of course. And then poison spores from Geffen. Okay. Oh, it's bots all the time? Okay. Well, it's not too bad of a situation for him to work with, then. Odd, for sure, but definitely an interesting one. Do-do-do. Where is the roadway back down? Oh. Bye-bye, snake. I did not mean to click on you, friend. I guess I just have fat fingers. Oh. Has to be over there. And if I recall correctly, at least, when it comes down to some channels, I'm pretty sure Twitch Plays Pokemon is still going, and is still fully automated too. But they just do Pokemon Coliseum stuff during their off time, and then just have chat vote on that, or just get it running in the first place on just a pure bot system. So it's definitely odd seeing so many channels lately that just kind of have a script caddy running and showing stuff off, but I guess it's not the worst idea conceptually. So what level am I? About level 18, so I'm about to hit the next bracket anyways, I think. Oh, hi. Let's just grab all of that. Sure, all that wood would be good for something. Now let's see here. I guess if some of those are done, probably wouldn't hurt to just go to the Eden group and hand some of them in just to clear them off my list. Since that's going to get a wee bit annoying. But I think next is we can go back to Prontera and go deal with some of those cacti. I recall that being a leveling spot. That's a ringleader without any friends. I'm sorry, buddy. You didn't deserve the treatment like that. Let's see here. Come on. I believe we go over here. You might have actual money in you. There. Yes. Okay, now I can build up overcharge. Oh, jeez. I did not think you would just send them in chat, to be honest with you. Impurist Club for later anime games. Okay. Gotta pay attention to those anime fighters. Lumina for type Lumina. Tampa Never Sleeps for regular stuff of whatever's flavor of the month. Ben Street for Canadian local gameplay every Saturday. And then Spooky for a good overview of major events. Discord isn't open. I mean, the Discord is open. Unless you mean like your Discord is not open. I've been meaning to ask you that for a while, to be completely honest with you. Because, like, the Discord is always open, technically, but you don't seem to join that. And there seems to be a lot of stuff that you're down to share. So I've just been curious if you actually have it or not. I believe I talked with Kafra. Then here. Please. To Prontera. It exists on my hard drive. Okay. Well, you smartass then. I can't exactly stop you from doing that. Dude. Let's hand in some of these. There. Oh boy. There do in fact be some people here. Hi. I'm handing in a couple of these. There we go. Oh, that one was pretty good. There. God, this is hell to navigate through. There we go. Not too shabby. Let's go to the Kafra here. Here? There she is. Hello there, blue-haired Kafra. I would like to save myself in the busiest place possible, please. Thank you. Now let's see here. I guess considering we've got roughly half an hour left. What else can we discuss, since we're not exactly discussing Ragnarok Online as much? I'll see if I can... Actually, no. At least when it comes down to the fighting game streams, I definitely don't visit them a ton, but I'll try and check out those folks just to see what they do. Since it's not inherently a bad thing to try and figure it out. There we go. And learn at least a little bit about the games. Forgot you were playing. Admittedly, that's disheartening, Omega. But I guess that is functionally what MMO life is at the end of the day, isn't it? Which is always why I'm a little bit curious if I should be doing it or not. Like, it's a good nostalgia for sure, but when the busiest topic that we had was taxes, that has me a mite bit concerned about the legitimacy of me playing this, I'll be completely honest. Dude. There we go. Give me all of this stuff. There we go. Silly things. Yeah, it might just be one of those things where... Dude. Oh, that's Van Street Battle, as in Vancouver. To avoid you spending an hour looking at something, it's probably not fighting games. Well, I'll certainly keep an eye out for them whenever they go live or anything like that, but can't make any promises. Please attack the butterfly. Silly butterfly that's dying like a bird. Although, good to know that at least 2 of those are Canadian stuff. There we go. So, there. Get agility up a bit. Yep. Is that... That must have been another player, but I'm not sure what class that was. Never mind, I'm not fighting you. Oh, hi. There's a few of you guys here. There we go. Try and wipe out a few of these at least. There we go. Pop. Pop you open. I feel like the one fighting game that I feel like is popular, but I never hear people talking about it, would be them's Fighting Herds. Because conceptually speaking, that's not like a bad fighting game at all. But I just don't really hear a lot of folks really chatting about it lately. Even though they did kind of introduce a new character already. Up. There we go. Oh. Let's see. Toronto Top Tiers is another Canadian one who's been on during the week, but I haven't gotten used to their schedule yet. Oh, they do them's Fighting Herds. Well then. Convenient timing. Dude. Well, I guess it'll be worth checking out then. Toronto-based fighting game community. Playing a fighting game I'd like to see people play more of, just to see if it's worth practicing or not. Alrighty. Hope you're ready for very annoying sounds. Oh boy. I mean, I can hit them. That's at least good. It is that loud. I should realistically lower it while we're just in the desert here, because the Mookas are evil, for lack of phrasing. Dude. We can kind of just chill and listen to the desert music anyways, because we don't need sound cues for anything right now. There we go. Gonna wake up your neighbor and they're gonna spray some more aerosol outside the cabin. Honestly, that would probably happen, to be completely honest with you. They are petty enough to do that, so... Although the Mookas are giving relatively good EXP, but they are kind of chunking us down really quickly. Up. It's not great. And I would prefer to not die fighting Cactus. I also feel like the Peko-Pekos are probably too much right now. There. Oh boy. I'm actually on my last 100 Novice Potions. That's not good. Shoot. That means I'll actually have to get regular healing potions soon with my actual money. I don't want to do that. There we go. Probably worth a shot, but... I'll just put these here and press a button. It'll be a lot easier. And on R? Oh, those aren't assigned. Well, that's helpful. Why would you have the first 3 assigned, but not the rest? Oops. Silly thing. Up. Can beat things down a little quicker like this. Come here, Mr. Cactus Man. Shoot. Now the question... We have to fight the Peko-Pekos too. Can I actually fight one? Oh, they're actually easier than the Mookas. Okay. Don't they gang up on you, though? Yes, they do. Goodbye, Mr. Bird. We appreciate your devotion to the knighthood, but gonna have to ask y'all to stop. Get wrecked, Bird. Hey, I mean, I want to make sure to get rid of the spy drones whenever possible, right? These guys just actively amped them up at the end of the day. Up. Goodbye, Bird. I have to beat 30 of those, so I actually have to beat down a lot of these. Shoot. Probably gonna have to grab potions in between these fights. It's not great. Shoot. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying the tunage so far, at least, Pink. Ragnarok Online overall has relatively good music tied to it, so... I at least recommend the OST if you just want a variety of stuff to listen to. Oh boy, my voice is starting to go. Oh. Welcome in, Nikki. And crew. Hopefully you're having a good evening so far. And welcome to the cabin. Thank you, Omega. I think it's kind of hitting the point where liquids are not really going to satiate that, but... that's the wrong button. Shout out. That's the thing I need. Nikki. Hab targeting, why are you being rude? Nikki Resol. Silly thing. Oh, you're also doing a little bit of nostalgia stuff tonight. From old video game to old video game. That indeed. Well, welcome in, Nikki and crew. Hopefully the evening at least treated you well. My name is Jude, your Judicial Utility Droid Mark III. grinding away in an old MMO just because nostalgia hit me relatively hard. But how did you enjoy your Sims stuff? Because obviously I haven't played that in a while, but it's overall a good time. You can remove the bathroom door and just wait for people to drown in the toilet. Overcharge. That's a long clip, actually.
Oh my god! They straight up said, alright, good job. Are you ready for phase 2?
There we go. I mean, were you ready for phase 2? Definitely doesn't sound like it. I forgot how to woohoo. I mean, you should never forget how to woohoo. That's incredibly important. And you weren't. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. If a game's gonna trounce you, it's gonna trounce you relatively hard. You wanna activate that? There we go. Bit better. Well, you are welcome to chill here for a little bit. Admittedly, my voice is kind of dying at the moment, so we may end sooner than expected, but we'll kind of figure that out. I'm Arrow Ace. Fair. Oh god. There we go. Never installed the Woohoo module like all the other purple-haired androids. I mean, not all of us have the Woohoo mod installed, but I guess that... Oh, spear. Cool. Not all of us have that mod installed. But it is at least nice when you make fictional characters work through it, just to understand how it all works. I guess then if you didn't have your Woohoo mod installed, were you just trying to drown them all night, or are you playing like a legitimate game of Sims 2? Not playing... trying to play God. I am actually losing my ability to just talk. Good level up time. Believe I was working on agility, just so I could get some attack speed points. There we go. Trying to play as legitimately as possible. Okay. Since I never played The Sims like everybody else, I'd say that's fair. I just know it's a relatively common meme that you're able to kill your Sims far, far too easily. So you kind of just get to have some fun figuring out the best ways of doing that in the first place. Good boy, I'm eating through these potions. This is just what happens when you're a melee monster. Dude. Only ever played the OG Sims when I was like 6. Never played the other ones? Okay. So it's been a healthy amount of years then. Well, hopefully you're at least been able to enjoy it so far, since I know that Sims is just kind of a fun thing to relax with. Oh hey, a boss, Muka. You are a ringleader without friends, so... I'll take my chances with the few remaining potions that I got. But for some reason, these are easier to fight than their regular versions, which I don't get. Dude. I probably should at least look into The Sims, since I apparently have access to it with the Game Pass thing. But I'm not sure how much of it I realistically have access to. There we go. I can use that, right? That's the wrong button. Sorry, screenshot kun. Apparently, first aid is now useless already. That's good. Oof. Sims 4 is the best Sims game. It's good, but practically everything is a la carte. Ugh. You gotta be really careful about the Sims DLC practices. It does get a wee bit nutty, but I guess if you can get it for cheap, that is kind of what matters the most. Okay. We saved in Prontera, so this is fine, but I guess this is probably the sign that I should probably get some more potions. Because I'm going to be running out of our main ones relatively shortly. Let's see. If I recall right, can you woohoo death in one of the sim games? Because that seems to be a meme that's stuck in my head. Oot. Or at the very least, death is just related somehow. So... Ragnarok is also lagging to hell and back, which is not a great sign. Get rid of you, please. There. Get rid of all of our trees. Kinda feels like hunting the snakes would honestly be my best way of gaining pocket change right now. There. Come on. You can sell it. It's fine. Get rid of you. Get rid of that spear. Come on. Silly thing. You couldn't without modding, but it was an unintended bug in 3. If you want me to be real, you're better off getting The Sims 2 since it's abandonware, grabbing the graphics rulemaker for the modding community and starting from there. Really. I did not think that Sims would be counted as abandonware in this day and age, to be completely honest with you. But I guess I could see it. Let's see here, 44. 45 to 60. Okay, they're actually better than that anyways. Okay, that's good. I guess get 100 for now. Ugh. Well, Maxis went under after 3. Okay. Might come as a surprise to you, but Sims 4 is 10 years old. I am actually mildly surprised by that. And honestly, a little bit worried that it's been around for that long. There we go. I'll just put you there. Sims 3 was when Maxis was already under EA? Oh. Okay. Or Maxis, rather, not Maxis. We're not thinking of Maxi pads when we're thinking of people making The Sims. Go up here. Hello. Just the armor guy. I would like to not die as quickly, please. Oh, I can wear that. I'm mildly surprised I can actually wear chainmail, to be honest with you. But don't have enough money for it right now. And I'm pretty sure that's what I'm wearing, right? No, I'm just wearing wooded mail. Probably should save up for that. There we go. Here's what's wild. I think only recently they added infants as free title updates in Sims 4. Welcome to Sims 4, all. Hopefully you've enjoyed your many years of playing. You can have babies now, by the way. That would be the weirdest PR move, I swear. Let's see, 42 compared to the chainmail's 55? And then what does this have? Because that's what I'm wearing. 25, yeah, I'd be fine with doubling my defense, please and thanks. And then what else can I grab? Technically the cap. It's a relatively cute hat, but do I want to pay that for it? Then we're good there. Okay, sure. Oh, hey Viper. Welcome in. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of Throwback Thursday-esque energy right now. So, wanted to play a little bit of Ragnarok Online and see if there's any kinks with playing it or not. So far it seems fine, but it does appear to have a slight memory leak issue, so if you keep it open for a while, it just lags for no good reason, really. But how are things going on your side, Viper? Oh god, that hurts. There we go. I think you could have kids and whatnot, but there was almost nothing to do when children grew up. This just adds to a lot of the interaction of infancy. That's always a good sign. We had a night in Labyrinth. Oh, I can imagine. Labyrinth overall does tend to be a interesting time, you could say. Obviously can't talk about it because spoilers. Yeah, that's understandable. We'll eventually get there, I'm sure, but it's probably going to be a while before we make about as much progress as you have so far. It isn't inherently a bad thing, mind you. Dude, just to check, but what weapons do you actually sell? Oh, you sell the super novice swords, right. Silly me. Can't believe I forgot about that. Well, and you sell spears. Does no one sell axes in this town? No one sells axes in this town. How rude. Take it on your own pace, but you continue to have a wild ride ahead of you. Yeah, I kind of figured that something would happen, because we've kind of just been getting at the pecking order lately with Labyrinth. And I think the last thing that happened is that the reporter was able to just actually be in the mansion, which is admittedly weird. But I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Also, my back is honestly killing me. Dude. May need to call this a wee bit early, as much as I don't want to, but body's kind of telling me no. Oh, right, this eats all of my OBS commands, too. Nice. Oh, I saw today how many other games the crew that made Labyrinth did with a library. Oh yeah, NIS has made, like, a significant amount of games, and I usually recommend, like, most, if not all of them, to be honest with you. They're all relatively silly, and you tend to have a good time as long as your sense of humor is at least, like, a smidge dark. Especially with games like Labyrinth and Disgaea to some degree. Which does not have an O in it, Jude. Ugh. I saw something that made me say, this art's really familiar, and saw everything that they did. Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest with you. Some of it kind of weird. Yeah, Disgaea is what I bumped into. I'd say Disgaea is something that most people should check out to some degree. The music is always good in that. Huh. There's someone with a Homestuck model. I don't remember following them before, but makes sense. Let's see here. And if you listen to any Disgaea music, you'll instantly hear it. Oh, yeah, for sure. When it comes down to the Disgaea composer, at the very least, they do tend to have a good bit of fun. Who would be a good person to raid after this? What's Poochie up to? They did just start. Nobody else playing Ragnarok? Oh no, there are people playing Ragnarok Online. Which was surprising to me, to be completely honest with you. But there aren't a ton of, like... I should specify English VTubers who are also playing it. A lot of the people who are streaming Ragnarok Online are, like, Korean or Brazilian, I want to say. And there's only one other VTuber streaming this, and I'm pretty sure they're Spanish. Oh no, they're English, apparently. Chat is primarily in Spanish, though. I think they're also playing on a private server, so that's fine. Who's usually going on our side, though? Unsurprising, Brazil likes weird games. I mean, Ragnarok Online's not really weird, it's more so just old, is the better way of putting it nowadays. Which old isn't inherently a bad thing, but it's just different, really. That's all I gotta worry about. I guess since Poochie's on, why don't we just go visit them? That should be fine. More accurately, they like games we don't play as much in North America. I mean, that's technically true, yeah. I can't really fault that logic. That is the full name, okay. But I do want to thank everybody for stopping by. Apologies for the potential run after a relatively recent raid, but I do gotta listen to my body since it tends to break fairly often. But we'll be continuing on streaming stuff tomorrow with our section of Labyrinth of Galeria at least. And then Saturday we'll be working on the Toto doll, so we'll get to have some fun with that. But for now, that's about all I got. So make sure to say hi to Poochie and make sure they feel loved, because they're in an Adopt Me box, so I'm assuming they need hugs. And I'll get to talk with you later. But for now, bye-bye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.